Hey everyone, welcome to Ultimate Awesomeness Universe Podcast. It's me, Steven, Laura, and my co-host Zach. So we bring you another episode, and hope you guys enjoy the show. So I get started with the news reports.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah. Okay. The first news report is CW has their dates set up for their DC TV shows.
Yeah.
And they have Batwoman set on Sunday, October 6th. Is that? No, October 6th. 8 p.m. I don't know I know the news article put 6 p.m. at 8 p.m. That makes no sense. They made an error there. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, so it's October 6th at 8 p.m. I think they meant to put 6 and they put p.m. afterwards, like idiots. And then Supergirl will begin right after at 9 p.m. And then they have The Flash at October 8th at 8 p.m. And then they have Riverdale October 9th at 8 p.m. And they have the final season of Arrow Tuesday, October 15th at 9 p.m. And they have Black Lightning at October 21st at 9 p.m. So
it's a lot of release dates, and
I'm
a little bit annoyed because I said that's a lot of release dates.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't release it all at 1 week. I just don't understand why is it sporadically, like different weeks throughout the day.
Yeah.
Unless they filmed it.
Of like all the DC shows, these are the ones that I would care the least if got cancelled. They cancel the ones I actually care about. Meanwhile, they're giving Riverdale more seasons.
I haven't watched Riverdale because...
Oh, don't.
My friends love it, but...
I watched like the first 2 seasons and I've never been more depressed. I hated it. I couldn't stand it.
Because to me, I never really liked Archie that much. I think...
No, me neither.
Because to me, Archie always felt like a soap opera to me. Like it's one guy, 2 girls going after one ugly dude, which never made sense to me.
Yeah.
The comic books is like that, and then I found out that when the show was coming on, they made Archie attractive, and it's like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. 2 guys after an attractive guy, that makes more sense. People's like getting mad. It's like, I don't like it. They made him attractive. He's not ugly anymore. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense in the real world. Why would 2 girls go after freaking one ugly guy?
That's right. Make that all ugly guys.
You have to make it at least a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
And
but it's just a bad show.
And I just would just like...
It takes itself very seriously too.
I just wasn't sure. It's like, is that what the show's gonna be like? I don't know. And people have been telling me it's not like that because there's actually some murder mystery thing going on. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten myself around to watch it, but I'll probably check it out someday. I haven't even read the Archie comic books. I just know about them, and I read one crossover, Batman 66, and that was okay. And then I also read another crossover with Harley Quinn and Ivy with Betty Veronica. That was a little fun, but it's not like it's the best thing ever that's gonna make me want to pick up Archie. Because to me, Archie is just, there's nothing for me go out there for. It's just it's just comedy and romance. I'm not really into that. I'm more into deep character stories, and there is no characterization when it comes to Archie.
Not really.
they've been coming with the same story ideas for like fucking 20 years already. It's just like, I don't know how long Archie's been going on, but
Probably forever.
I just,
It'll ever end. I think we're doomed to put up with Archie forever.
well, I'm surprised the company's even still around, because like, how can you sell a comic like that for years
I have no idea.
with the same recycling stories over and over? I can't get with it. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Batwoman yet, because the trailer had some mixed feelings for me. I just hope it
Yeah.
improves when it gets there.
I've heard a lot of not good things about Batwoman.
Exactly. I was excited for it, but then when I saw the trailer, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know how's it gonna be for me.
Her run in the new 52 is really good.
Yeah, I do love her New 52 run. It was great. It was fantastic. Which one are you? Which have you started reading? The first one or the? Because I know they have relaunched it.
Yeah.
Because I know they relaunched it in Rebirth, and I did like that run too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been like the one I never read was in the pre 52. They had like a run of hers in Detective Comics. Like the Detective Comics run was actually focusing only on Batwoman. I never read that one. Yeah, that was before the New 52.
Okay.
Yeah, I never read it, so I don't know how good it is. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that Arrow's already ending this year.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched Arrow for a long time.
I know it has been long,
Not too much.
but I feel like they barely scratched the surface. I mean, there's so much they could have developed and they didn't get a chance to. I mean, what is it? Freaking Laurel became, for the second time, she became Black Canary. That gets me annoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, and I didn't like last season that much. It started out good, and then towards the middle and then the end, it just erupted into garbage.
Yeah.
Like the second story arc, season story arc. Not the second story arc of that seventh season. It started going to a different direction and just ruined it. So I don't know.
Arrow's been pretty. I haven't seen it since like season 3 or 4, but it was pretty hit or miss for me. A lot of it.
Yeah, I noticed that. I don't think. I'm not sure they had a good direction for this show. As I noticed, the other shows are more. Well, Flash is a bit more. I guess a little bit more focused than Arrow.
Yeah.
And then Supergirl, I don't even know. That show is just. Ugh. I really hate the character Supergirl. Like I like the supporting characters, but don't like the main character. And
Yeah, that's probably the problem.
it's nothing against the actress. I know it's the way they've written the character is just really bad. It's just her political views on things. It gets me pissed off. Like
Dude,
it's like
it's gonna make America great again.
I just hate the I just hate her.
No idea what views are. I haven't seen the show.
I just hate her anti-gun views, and then I mean, the anti-gun episode was terrible, and then
I feel like a lot of shows, when they try to push like a political view into an episode, even if it's a sensible or one that you agree with, they make it really ham-fisted and
yeah.
very on the nose, and it's just not done well ever.
I never liked the idea that Supergirl did not like that if anybody makes Kryptonian weapons, that's wrong. And it's like, what happens if you turn evil? It obviously happened with Superman. Superman was fighting you at one freaking episode. So stop being so pissed. Oh my god, she just got me so mad. It's like she knows that Superman was in control of one of Mon-El's parents, and he was, I think it was Mon-El's parents. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure it was I think because I know it happened in the first season. I think was with Supergirl, one of her family members. They mind control Superman, and she had to fight Superman, her by herself, and she ended up defeating him. And it's like
Yeah.
3 seasons later, she gets mad at Lena for making a Kryptonian weapon. And I'm like, seriously? Your cousin was just mind controlled like 3 seasons ago. What the fuck do you expect? And then Superman complains about this too not too long ago, and it's just like, oh god. Kryptonians really like to be like, have a problem with you making weapons that can actually destroy them when they have history of being mind controlled. What do you think is gonna happen? Humans gotta find ways to protect themselves. Shit. Yeah, and so yeah, I never liked the character Supergirl. She really gets me annoyed, and she's not really written as the same way as in the comic books. Because I noticed Supergirl is more military kind of attitude in the comic books, and she doesn't have that in the TV show. She's just very political. But I did like this season, so I did like the direction they have for this season. So
Okay.
I'm okay with Supergirl. It's the previous season was just getting me aggravating, but this one was a little bit substantial. And I'm not sure Black Lightning. I did like Black Lightning, but I noticed the ratings are going a bit down, so I don't know if it can survive on its own. I'm surprised it's not part of the crossover. I think if they made it part of the crossover, ratings would go up a little bit. I'm surprised they gave it another season. But I do enjoy it. It's just that it feels weird that it's not part of the crossovers. So
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these shows just aren't good.
oh
Does Bruno ever get his little goatee?
yeah, he does.
Oh, alright, it's a good show then. Never mind.
Oh really? Just that?
I take back everything.
He does get his beard on the later seasons.
Because that was the one thing I hated the most. He never had the goatee. That's all I wanted, man.
Oh god. The goatee makes it a better show.
Yeah, it does.
It's like if the characters had the wrong hair color, you gotta go crazy, which I don't understand. Oh my god.
Yeah, anyway. DC's cancelling the wrong shows. They need to get their act together.
Well, I noticed the DC Universe shows are better quality in terms of writing. Because I noticed the CW shows have more of a formula. Like, they have to follow, like, this soap opera kind of feel. Which comic books have been written like that for, like, kind of years ago. So it kind of makes sense for the TV shows to be that way in some sort of way. But
Yeah.
yeah, I noticed the DC shows in the DC streaming app are written much more better. I mean, Doom Patrol is at least written much more better than CW shows. And my boyfriend thinks it's because there's no censorship, so they allowed to written better. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. I didn't know that, censorship makes a difference when it comes to shows.
Maybe the studios would interfere a little bit then or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The studio probably interferes. Like, you have to write it like a soap opera. And the whole romance thing gets a little annoying in the shows. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to just move on.
Yeah.
The next one I'm going to be talking about is Black Panther and the Age of Wakanda is getting an ongoing series.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think this is kind of cool because when I was reading the Avengers, even though I don't like Avengers, written by Jason Aaron, they had introduced a team of characters called Agents of Wakanda. And I thought it was an interesting team. I just wish it was written by Jason Aaron, but because he wasn't good writing Avengers, I dropped it and just didn't like it. But I always thought that the team was interesting because it has Black Panther, Oyeke. I always forget how badly you pronounce her name. Gorilla Man, Kazar, and Wasp. So yeah, so it's pretty interesting to see that team up to make a eight like a agent is an agents team like Agents of Shield, something like that. So I like to see this develop. I'm hoping that maybe Jason Aaron can write these. Oh no, it's not Jason Aaron that's writing this one. It's Jim Zub that's writing this one. And I didn't like Jim Zub until he started writing Champions. So I'm hoping that this will actually be good. So, and the art is Lam Medina, and the art looks alright to me. I'm not that familiar with Lam Medina's art, so judging from the cover, it looks okay. I hope it starts out pretty good. I'm not sure it's gonna last that long because it has a whole bunch of D or C list characters, and usually those books don't last that long. And I think that's why they had to put Black Panther on the title just to
Yeah.
give it sales. I don't know why that sell technique works. It's stupid, but it's like, oh, I'm gonna definitely buy the book because it's Black Panther on the title. Because it would just say
The movie helps.
if it just said Agents of Wakanda, people would probably like less inclined to buy the book. But you put Black Panther on the name,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it just sells. It's like, but he's on the front cover. Why you have to simply put his name? But apparently you do. It's a dumb sales strategy that never made sense for me. But most things that human beings are doing don't make sense to me. So the next news is three issues based on the Acts of Evil storyline that's gonna happen. Is with Ghost Spider annual number 1. Then there's gonna be a Moon Knight annual number 1 and Wolverine annual number 1. I don't know why I always have trouble saying that word. So yeah, so I guess there's gonna be a storyline called Act of Evil, where I guess I don't know. It's just modeled after a 1989 to 90s fan favorite storyline, Act of Vengeance. Wasn't reading comic books at that age. I mean, I was just a child, so of course not. And I guess they'd be fighting Moon Knight, Ghost Spider, and Wolverine in those books. This is kicking off this July. Venom, Eddie Brock, Miss Marvel, and Punisher were squaring off against ex-Terrestrial power players Lady Hellbender, the Super Skrull, and the Brood Queen. And is Deadpool vs. Nightmare Plus She-Hulk vs. Bullseye the following month. And in this September, they have Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider, Moon Knight, and Wolverine fighting. They're gonna fight. Ghost Spider's gonna fight Arcade in Arcade's Wonder World, fighting Deadliest Villains. Moon Knight is gonna battle against Avengers, Menace, Kang the Conqueror. Yeah, they're gonna fight Kang the Conqueror. I mean, Moon Knight's gonna fight Kang the Conqueror. Wolverine's gonna go up against Morgan Le Fay in the 1930s Hollywood. Okay, I don't know how that makes sense, but I'll see how that works. Yeah, I'll see what this Act of Evil storyline will be about sporadically across the different books. I'll see how that goes. It'll be out by like June or July. I mean July. So I guess it's pretty soon. The next news I'm going up to is Batman Damned Funko Pop figure, and it looks like a nice action Funko Pop figure. I have a friend that collects. He loves collecting Funko Pops. It's like his favorite thing. He has like over hundreds of Funko Pops in his house, and it's just yeah, he really is into it. And I only have like a few. I only have like 10.
Yeah, I've got like 2. And both of them were gifts.
Well, my boyfriend didn't like them at first, and then he got some as gifts, and he started putting them in his office. It's like, oh, now I like it. Now I get the idea. I was like, I think that was the idea. I think it's supposed to be like an office a way to decorate your office, and now he likes them. I think he didn't like them because they were too cute.
Yeah, I don't like the weird. I don't know. They're not for me.
They're not for you either.
This Batman, this game of Batman one looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, and people were making jokes because in the Batman damn book, Batman was naked and you could see his penis.
Yes. I want that Funko Pop.
People was like, even in me, I said that we should get the uncensored version with his penis on there.
I'll be down for that.
Really?
No. I would not.
Oh, I thought you would. I thought I wasn't sure if being sarcastic or not.
I mean, it would be pretty funny to just like, if you had heaps of Funko Pops and had like a whole wall of them, and then just maybe like you have hundreds of people who come to your house, and one person notices that in this group of like 100 Funko Pops, there's just a naked Batman in the corner, just chilling there. That'd be epic.
It's just so funny how when that book came out, like that was the most biggest thing in that book, and it's just like, you guys could talk about other things other than his cock, and it was just, it was in the one of
That's all
the.
people care about.
Even though I didn't like the book, it was kind of boring, and I think maybe that's why people were just talking about his dick, because the story was not even that interesting. So it's just so funny. It was mentioning, like, people were making fun of it in their Tonight shows. Like, I forgot which Tonight show. I think it was Seth Meyers, but yeah, they were just can't stop talking about Batman's cock. It's like their first time they ever saw a penis before, but maybe it was because it was the first time they ever saw Batman's penis. So I guess people were going crazy about it. Okay, the next one is another toy collection. It's with a few toy collections that's coming out, and they have Azrael, his mask as a bust. Then they have a Harley and Ivy Quinn statue. No, yeah, Harley and Ivy Quinn statue there, which they're like, I guess, touching each other. And then they have Ivy, not Ivy. They have a Harley Quinn statue that's black and white. Well, black, red, and white. And then they have a Batgirl statue. I know she has like a bat holding on to her cape.
Yeah, and she's just holding like a bat magnifying glass.
Yeah, I noticed that. Which is kind of weird and unpractical. I don't know how that would work, but I think they just did it for design. It's just a statue, so I'm not gonna take it too seriously. But yeah, these statues look good.
That's probably the one I'd actually get.
Really?
I think so. The Harley and Poison Ivy one's a little bit too risque for me.
I know, but I
think I could have that sitting like on my desk confidently.
Yeah, and it's for those people who like the idea of having Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn together, which I was never a big fan of it, but I know there's people that like it. Because to me, I always saw them as best friends, not a couple.
Yeah, and I like the idea the idea of Harley Quinn's like fascination with Joker.
Oh. I like it with that she was more on.
That's interesting for a character. I don't think it's a good thing, but I think it's interesting to explore.
Yeah, I did like it, but now that it has this run, I like her more like fighting against the Joker and defending herself and being more, I guess, a positive role model. That she's overcome.
I like the evolution to get there.
Yeah, I like the evolution of that.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to say that. But no, I think I like the Batgirl one the most. It's a bit, I don't know.
Funny?
Yeah, I like it. It's a bit goofy. I like that.
Yeah, I can see that. It's funny how the cute little bat is holding onto her cape.
Yeah, I like that.
And
I can't get over that magnifying glass. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's what it is.
I love that. I don't know why.
It's like the little details that get people.
It's just the stupidest thing in the world.
Maybe that's what they try to get you. They put the most stupidest thing in the world.
Exactly what they'd put in like the 60s TV show.
They put the most stupidest thing in the world just to grab your attention.
I love it.
And the Asriel thing looks okay. It looks kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I think his mask always looks weird. It's the 90s look. And then the Harley Quinn one with the red and black and white is alright.
Yeah.
Nothing's too crazy. So yeah, that's it for those collectibles. So the next one is Jim Lee is drawing many heroes for San Diego Comic-Con. So he drew a poster, a whole bunch of characters together. It's like it has the Ninja Turtles, which is only Leonardo and Michelangelo on the picture. And then they have Superman, Spider-Man, Spawn, Captain Marvel, Batman, Hellboy, Wonder Woman, Black Panther, and they have Michonne from Walking Dead. I think that's pretty much it. I think they have Killer Croc all the way in the back. So freaking tiny. Oh wait, I noticed they have Donatello. He's just covered by the Comic-Con thing there, but is that Killer Croc or is that just another Ninja Turtle? I think it's another Ninja Turtle. It's just that why I don't know why. If you're gonna make a poster, don't make the characters so small that you can barely see who they are in the background.
I think yeah, that's another Ninja Turtle, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like so tiny and all the way in the back. It's like, why did they put them there? Why couldn't they just put them in a little bit more to the front? It doesn't make any sense to me, art direction. But yeah.
Silly. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I do like the art though, at least. It's Jim Lee, of course.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's always
good.
Can do something awesome.
Yeah. So that's a nice poster for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised he's drawing those characters because he works for DC, and I didn't think that I think San Diego Comic-Con would tell him to draw a picture like that with those characters. But that's interesting. And then there's a new showrunner for Why the Last Man TV show that's coming up because they fired the other showrunners that they were gonna write the show. And not sure if because they said that the new showrunner is Eliza Clark, and I thought they weren't gonna do it on FX anymore. I thought they were gonna find another network to produce the show. But it seems like they decided just to replace the showrunner. So yes, I guess Why the Last Man is still gonna be on FX. And I really don't like the title for the series because they just put Y on it, and it's just I don't understand. I like, are they trying to sound progressive and just like get rid of the man? Because people. This is getting me annoyed. The people are just having problems with having man on the title because it's like it's such an outdated term. Like
Man.
like people were like, I remember when X-Men came out, and since that didn't do so well, people were like saying, "Oh, maybe it didn't do so well, X Alonso. Like maybe it didn't do so well because the title is outdated, X-Men." You know, we always.
There is a scene in that movie where Jennifer Lawrence turns to.
Oh my God! They even talk about that?
Be called X-Women.
No, just stop. It's just like the reason why it was called X.
A little bit more subtle.
People are forgetting that men is a gender neutral term. Did they ever looked into dictionary? When they meant men, is men.
For like mankind.
Yes, mankind or human. Like.
Yeah.
And even the word woman has man in it, or men.
Exactly.
Woman, come on, like get your shit together, people. It's like people are so offended by the word man. It just gets me so. It's stupid. You're all stupid people if you think that man is such an offending word, and it's just people don't realize it's a word is.
Dude, Neil Armstrong, he was just a sexist. Giant leap for mankind.
Oh.
Get out of here. That small step for woman.
I don't think they meant first man on the moon, like first human in the moon on the moon. I think that's what they meant specifically, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Just a stupid thing to get mad about.
Yeah, and it's just
Like, who the fuck cares?
and the thing is, the story makes sense. I found out the stories about the world's in like extinction, and he is the last man on the planet, and he has to make civilization. He's trying to make humans not extinct anymore, so he has to find women to have sex with and make humans not extinct. So he is the most important character of the story. It makes sense to say he's the last man. So why take it out of the freaking title if it serves a story purpose? Get over it, people. Man, the word man is on the title. But yeah, and I remember there was one interview for Men in Black, and the actress who plays Valkyrie.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I think that the title Men in Black is such an outdated term. I was thinking of maybe we should come up with people in black and humans in black." And I'm like, "Oh God." You are offended by it's so contradicting because it's like she says men in black is an outdated term, but when she says humans in black, the word man is on human, and she doesn't even think of that. It just passes through her head, and it's just like, so I love the actress, but she's just not thinking straight, and she's trying to. I don't like when celebrities try to sound progressive, because now they just sound stupid when they say certain things. But yeah, I just.
If that movie was even half decent.
I thought it would be enjoyable because I do love Thor and Valkyrie together.
Yeah.
And it was.
Their chemistry was the best thing about that movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it, and I haven't got the chance to.
Saw it.
Oh,
I saw it.
How was it for you?
It was just average. It was an average nothing movie.
Oh, that
The
sucks.
chemistry between Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson was the best thing about the whole movie.
Oh,
And I thought it was just going to be a bit of fun.
yeah.
That's all I wanted. It was a little bit, but the writing was just awful.
Mhm.
But it wasn't like bad enough to laugh and have fun with it.
Yeah.
It was just very middle of the road average movie. So
Oh.
everyone else I went with seemed to like.
'Cause I liked the trailer. I liked the trailer, so I was like, oh, I want to see this movie.
I mean, maybe you like it because I was the only person in the group that didn't really like it. Everyone else.
No, I noticed it did okay in the box office, so it had just passed its budget last week, so I'm not sure.
I hope it does well. I'll be down to see a sequel.
Yeah, and hopefully they can learn how to maybe make it better for people who didn't like it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the director is really good.
Oh.
It's like nothing like his other movies.
Mhm.
So I think there was a bit of studio nonsense going on. Maybe.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me the name of the actress, Tessa Thompson. I'm terrible with names.
I'm really good with. I'm good with actors' names and actresses' names. Not good with people's names that I know.
Oh. I can understand that. I get bad with that too. Alright, so I never read The Last Man book. I mean, Why the Last Man is pretty. I heard interesting things about it, so I have to check it out someday. Now that they're making a TV show out of it, so I'll check it out hopefully soon. And the next one is first look at Sedania as MJ with red hair for Spider-Man Far From Home. Not sure if she did this just for the Instagram post, because people were saying that.
I feel like it might be because she does not have red hair in the trailers.
I know. I noticed that. She doesn't have red hair.
Unless they do like a second tease, like at the end of the first movie, they're like, by the way, guys, it's MJ. And we're like, well, it's not. Her name's Michelle. It's MJ. And in the second movie, they'll be like, she's got red hair.
I think maybe the attention is probably that she is MJ, but they just call her, Michelle Jones, which is I think she's supposed to be like a fusion of the two characters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care.
No. I really don't care about. People are like really so mad about, like if she's supposed to be the MJ character, people are like so mad that like, oh, you have a black woman as MJ. How dare you? But
I don't care about that. It's awesome.
yeah, that's pretty.
The thing that annoys me is they're like, hey, it's MJ, and Kevin Feige's like, it's not actually MJ, that's just a tease for the fans. Now they're like, nah, it's definitely MJ.
I don't know. But the thing is, they call her MJ in the movie, so
Yeah.
are you making her MJ or are you not? Make up your mind, Marvel. Or
Yeah. I mean, why didn't they just call her Mary Jane?
yeah, why didn't you just call her Mary Jane? That's it.
I don't know why they like just go all out with either one thing or the other. Don't like.
Yeah, don't hesitate with it. It just sounds pretty dumb that they're hesitating for it.
Yeah.
I think they're only hesitating because they see fans are getting pissed. I mean, some fans are getting pissed off that, you know, you're making MJ into a black character, but it's like, it's a different universe. It's not the comic book universe, and her race is different there.
It's not to her character, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and to me, race never matters when it comes to a character, unless it's like Black Panther.
I think it's rare that it... Yeah, like Black Panther makes sense. I think it sort of makes sense for, like, I guess Batman to be white because his family's meant to have been in Gotham for so long, and, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense for certain characters.
Yeah, but then characters like MJ, it's like, well, shut up.
Get over it. Okay, the next one is Avengers Endgame is getting some extra footage, I think. I'm not sure if it's the extended cut or extra footage.
I read that it was like just post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
Or not that, but...
That's what I heard, is just post-credit scenes, and I'm not sure if it's just post-credit scenes. I'm not sure I'm gonna go to the movie theater just to see that again.
No, I don't think I would.
Yeah.
An extended cut.
Yeah, if it was a extended cut, I would definitely go see it. But if it's just
like, they're definitely doing this because they're like, well, our run just ended. We're $50 million short of Avatar. Let's re-release.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They just want to be number one.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They just want to beat Avatar's score and just...
Yeah.
I just wonder what the hell...
Does that matter?
Huh?
It's like, does that matter though? Just... what are you doing, Marvel?
I guess that record breaking does matter. They want the comic books to put a stamp on it that they beat Avatar finally, because that record has been holding on for so many years. It's about time it goes down.
I think they just automatically beat Avatar anyway because no one cares about Avatar. People actually care about MJ.
They care about MJ, you said. Oh my god.
They have a lot more passion for anything to do with Marvel than who plays Jake Sully or whatever his fucking name is. Who is excited for the next 4 Avatar movies they're making?
Yeah, that James Cameron's taking forever to make. He says, oh, I'm gonna make sequels, and this, like, does it come out this year? Does it come out this year? Oh, next year. Then the next year again. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know if they're ever coming out, because James Cameron takes forever to make a movie. I noticed that with him.
He does. But he does normally make a good movie, though, to be fair.
Yeah, he does make some good movies. I mean, I'm not sure if I like Titanic still, because...
Yeah, I've just avoided Titanic. It just seems bad.
I saw Titanic, but I saw it when I was a teenager, and I enjoyed it when I was a teenager. But I'm not sure if now, growing up, if I try to watch it again, if it's still good. Because I'm not sure if nostalgia blind me. It's like maybe everything's awesome when you're 8 years old, but when you grow up and watch it again, it's not as great as you thought it was. But yeah, I just, don't... And I remember James Cameron was hating that superheroes were like beating his box office records, and then he got over it and like congratulated Marvel beating Titanic. And it's like, because for the longest time he was hating that superheroes were the thing, and like me and my wife was thinking, he's just mad because they're gonna reach his record breaking eventually, and look at that, they did. So, yeah, I mean, So yeah, I noticed Avengers Endgame only has to make a few dollars, like, cause it's 2,745,000 behind,
Yeah.
and then Avatar is 788. So it's just like they only need a few more dollars just to beat the record. So they're gonna
I
get
mean,
there.
they've made that much money off of it. Surely, if they want it that bad, they can just be like, well, let's just spend $50 million or whatever
Yeah,
on movie tickets.
just to beat the record.
Oh, yeah, they get most of that money back anyway.
Yeah, they've been made profit a long time ago. They're just making extra money here. And I think this will help Disney make a whole bunch of Marvel movies and more Star Wars movies and more Disney live action movies.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't really care about Disney live action movies. I never care about the Disney car.
Well, I've never seen any of the cartoons, but I've seen a couple of the live action ones. Just, I don't know why, but I have. Don't ask why.
It's okay. I mean, I
I don't
have
know what's going on.
I saw the cartoons when I was a little kid, but I was never a huge fan. Like, oh my God, is Disney's the best thing ever? Because to me, those stories were so subpar and average. The only one I maybe did like a lot was Lion King, but
Okay.
the Disney cartoon movies, the animated movies weren't the best thing in the world. I've seen better movies than that. They were just like average fairy tale stories to me. I don't think they were anything spectacular. But people look at things like things that they saw when they were 8 years old, like nostalgia really blinds people. I think that's what it's just a nostalgic fast factor, and people just Disney is using it as a marketing tool like other companies are doing just to make more money out of it. And now they're making live action versions, and my friend hates that they're making live action versions of these movies. But I'm like, well, the live action Beauty and the Beast made tons of money, so of course it's gonna make more.
I don't think Aladdin will do. Oh, I can look at the numbers, but has Aladdin done well? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't know if it did well.
I hope not.
What? Because the genie didn't look all that great?
I saw the movie.
Oh, you saw it?
I've seen it, yeah. I haven't seen the original Aladdin.
Oh.
I've got nothing to compare it to. I just a bunch of friends were going and I was like, and they were vibing. I was like, I guess.
Oh, so you being the nice guy you are that you just said she would go see the movie.
Yeah. I was like, I'll come along. And we sat there just making fun of it the whole time. So it was actually kind of fun, but
Okay.
itself, no good. Although to be fair, I thought Will Smith as Genie was gonna be the worst thing.
Oh.
Actually, the best.
Oh, wow. So
Don't know how, but it was probably my favourite thing.
so I guess there's no point in complaining about it, talking about it like that. Well, it made 742.3 million in the box office.
So they're gonna do another one.
Yeah. You see, that's why they make this. That's why I keep telling my friend that the reason why they keep making these is because these make money. You might not like them, but people do. Yeah, so that's how it's gonna. I guess there's gonna be more live action Disney movies, and I wonder. Well, to go back to Avengers, I wonder what's gonna be in that post. What's gonna be the post-credit scene and that?
Yeah. Apparently the Spider-Man one is pretty crazy.
Yeah, 'cause
I feel like if Spider-Man's like a big reveal, then the Avengers post-credit scenes are gonna be like nothing.
yeah.
It's just gonna be like, maybe there's a little bit of Captain America returning some of the stones, or him just chilling there as an old man or something.
Yeah. And I think when this post credit scene gets released, I'm just gonna type it on YouTube and see what the what the post credit scene is. So I'm not gonna waste my money again just to see the movie.
Save like $30 and 4 hours of your life.
Yes. Even though it's gonna be in low budget quality on YouTube, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
I'm
For
that long since Avengers came out. It's probably going to be on Blu-ray soon. I can just wait until it's on Netflix or something like that.
yeah. You know, I heard they're gonna put they was gonna put Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's going to Disney Plus straight away.
Yeah.
Well then, I'll just wait for Disney Plus.
Hopefully, it comes out internationally.
Oh, it better.
That's gonna be like the DC Universe streaming service.
I'm gonna have to resort to pirating things like it's 2005 still.
That's why you say Australia sucks.
That's just the one. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. You put up with spiders and shit trying to kill me all the time. Just give me the DC streaming service. I want to watch something.
What is it? So next news.
Next news.
Next one is Sana Lanta as could be Catwoman in the Harley Quinn animated series for the DC streaming service. See, we were just talking about that, and yeah, she's gonna be Catwoman in there. I really don't know much about this actress.
No, I don't think I've heard any of her voice work.
Yeah, I never even know. I don't know much about her. I ain't gonna check her IMDb. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this cartoon because I saw the trailer for it, like last year. I think it was last year, and it seemed pretty interesting. Even though it was just like a fourth wall breaking trailer because the character was talking to the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't really showing actual footage of episodes of the actual animated series. But I'm just interested in it because it looks like it's gonna take the example of the Harley Quinn comic series where Harley Quinn decides to break up with the Joker and doesn't want to be with him, and she becomes a hero and like an anti-hero, and she fights in Coney Island. I always liked that series, and I don't like it now because I don't like the current writer, Sam Humphries. I don't like the way he writes the series, but I did like it when Jimmy Palmiotti was writing the comic series, and apparently the animated series will be based off of that, which is I find pretty interesting. So it's gonna be like the evolution of Harley Quinn no longer being with the Joker. I hope it's gonna be pretty good. And apparently I looked up her profile, her IMDb, and she was in that crappy Alien vs Predator movie.
She was.
The first one. And like now I recognize her. Yeah.
Yeah, I've blanked that movie out a fair bit.
Yeah, that movie was just terrible, and they made a sequel to it, and it's like, why? And then my boyfriend saw both of them, and he said they were both terrible. He's like, it's like, well, the first one wasn't good. Why did you see the second one?
Yeah.
But,
I remember I went to see the second one in cinemas.
yeah. My boyfriend was just hoping for it to be good. Like he was just because he likes the concept of aliens going against the predators, which I like too, and he liked the video game.
They fuck it up every time.
Yeah, they fuck it up every time. It's like why they can't get a decent writer just to do the movie so well. I just don't get it. It's a good concept, but they just don't know how to execute it.
Stop putting people in. That's half their problem.
Oh.
Like awful characters in there. It's like, just give us like one good human character, and just give me a lot of aliens and predators killing each other. That's what I want.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. So yeah, I think that's the only movie I'm really familiar with her with. I see the list of movies she has here, but I've never seen any of the things, or even the TV shows that she's been on. And she did voice work for the Cleveland show, so I think that's her voice acting experience there. Yeah, because everything else is live action, and then the rest is Yeah, the rest is live action TV shows and movies. And she only has one, like, two animated voice work, which was the Cleveland Show and Family Guy. That's about it.
Yeah, that's not a great resume, I'm going to be honest. For voice.
My boyfriend's only like watches Family Guy. I used to watch Family Guy, but then I got busy with life and didn't watch it anymore, and
Yeah.
I haven't
I think
gotten.
I've watched. I don't think I've enjoyed watching Family Guy since I was like 12.
I like it. I mean, to me, it's all stupid humor, so I like when their characters act stupid.
Um, yeah. I mean, that's fair. I watched South Park for that.
Oh,
South
yeah,
Park. Yeah.
yeah. South Park is like the best comedy animated
It's
series.
so fucking dumb, but God, it's so funny sometimes.
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah, I love South Park. It's so funny. I still watch that. Like, I've been watching that religiously. And Family Guy, I had to catch on to it. My boyfriend watches it, and his cousin watches. And he just loves Seth MacFarlane's comedy shows. He likes all those. He likes Family Guy and American Dad and the Cleveland Show. It's just like he watches all of them.
Dad, I hate. I cannot stand American Dad.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
What is it?
Family Guy's not. I don't know. I just don't think it's funny.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay.
resonate with me. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't. I saw a few American Dad episodes, but I haven't actually got into it, like watching
Yeah.
religiously. I might check them out again.
Family Guy's better than American Dad, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Apparently I noticed she plays Cleveland's wife in Family Guy and the Cleveland Show. That's why she's on there. So I guess that's all. I don't know. That apparently that's the only voice acting resume. So I hope she does good as Catwoman.
I mean, she probably will.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. The next news is Kingsman 3 finally gets the movie title. It's to be called Kingsman: The Great Game, and it's gonna be a prequel movie, which is gonna be like the origins of the Kingsman. So
Do you really care about the origins of the Kingsman?
I do. I would like to see how it all started. Like to see how I think it was his father, is it, that started the company? I don't know, but my memory is really, huh? You said the movie's garbage?
No. So it's either his dad or his grandpa. Something.
Oh, okay.
The second one is garbage, though. The first one's great.
I like the second one. Come on, Elton John. Just kidding.
Yeah, okay. The Elton John was fucking epic. That was hilarious.
I like the second one. It's just because to me the second one was like more out there. It was like it
Yeah.
was more a comedy centered thing.
No, I actually saw the second one first.
Oh,
And I liked it the first time I saw it in cinema. And then I went and watched the first one. And I'm like, hang on, this first one's incredible.
no.
And then I rewatched the second one, and I was like, okay, this is the chore to get through.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a fan the second time.
Oh, I like the second one more than the first one. I like the first one. At least they're better than in the comic books. I never liked the Secret Service comic books. They were pretty bad, and the movies are much
The first one's
better.
Hamill, man.
Yeah, the first one has Mark Hamill. He's actually in the comic book too. That's a funny thing they actually did that. Yeah, because his character, I mean, Mark Hamill himself is in the comic book, and they decided to put him in the movie too. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, I like the Kingsman movies, and I like them so much more than the comic books.
Yeah.
So, because The comic books really never really dived into the character. It was just they just told the story and that was it. They really did any. They didn't. In I noticed the movies were more into the character. Like Eggy, they had discussed more about him in the movie than the comic book did, and they did talk more about the Kingsman secret agent service. They had more story than the actual comic book, and
Yeah.
and I always found that the comic book, the movie is better written than the comic books. And I I know people think that because I there's certain movies that I like, the X-Men movies, that I get mad they're not based on the comic books, and it's like, oh, you just want everything to follow the source material. It's like, not necessarily. It depends. If the source material, like the original comic book, sucks, it's okay to not follow it. If the comic books are great and they don't follow it, then I'm not gonna like the movie. That's how it goes for me. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Or if you are going to change it, at least do something that's equally as great.
Yeah, that's what I go for. Okay, the next one is Alpha Flight is getting a one shot, and it's gonna have a whole bunch of writers. Alpha Flight True North is this could be called. It's gonna have a whole bunch of Canadian writers and artists. It's gonna have Jim Zub, Jed McKay, Ed Bryson, Max Dunbar, DeBrill. I don't know how to pronounce that. Morissette Pan, Scott Hepburn, and then Nick Bradshaw as a cover artist. There really is no description on what the series is gonna be about, but yeah. They say it's gonna be 3 stories in one issue, and it's gonna have a whole bunch of writers and artists. So I'm not sure it's gonna be good. I'm hoping it's gonna be good, but I guess you'll see. I would like to see the Alpha Flight team up once again. I mean, I know they were in the Captain Marvel series, but they were like as a space team, which is kind of weird because that's not what they were. So it kind of took them out of their elements for Captain Marvel. Like, I like that they're in Captain Marvel, but I'm not sure I like the idea of them being a space team, because they're more fighting like they're more like a X-Men kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were always fighting like X-Men characters. I noticed that's what I think the book is going to be based on. Is to be them fighting in Canada, which is a Canadian-based team. So I can at least be somewhat more excited about it. So I'll see how it goes. Yeah, apparently it's to celebrate the Toronto Raptors winning the NBA championship. We're bringing back the greatest of the White North, Canadian super team Alpha Flight. What does that have to do with basketball? I
have no idea.
Okay, I don't think that makes any sense to what that person said, Chris Robinson. It doesn't make any sense to me that you're gonna bring back Alpha Flight because the basketball team won the championship. I don't think that's more of a reason for a comic book to come out. I don't think the comic book has anything to do with. I don't think Alpha Flight has anything to do with basketball. That was just weird. Okay, the next one is Marvel Studios confirmed they had talks with Kevin Feige, but they're waiting for the right project for him. So we don't know what they have plans for him, but they have been talking to him for quite a while, they said. So
I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited about that. Cause
I love Keanu.
I heard that he was, I'm not sure, it was back then they were talking to him for Eternals. So I don't know if they I'm not sure they casted him for that. I hope they did.
I've heard rumors saying maybe he'll be Adam Warlock in the next Guardian.
Yeah, it says it there too, that there's a rumor there.
Yeah.
And I would like to see him as Adam Warlock as well. But yeah. And then the writer Venom did mention that he would like, it would be cool if they have him as Shang-Chi, but I'm not sure that would be a good idea. I can't see him as Shang-Chi. Like,
he has said before that he he'd like to play Wolverine, but that won't happen.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I mean, nah.
You can't see it.
Well, I mean,
Because he is Canadian, so.
look, I'd be down for it. I think he'd be the best person to take over after Hugh Jackman, Australia's own Hugh Jackman. And I know he's immortal and everything, but I don't know how long he'd be able to do Wolverine for.
Yeah.
Because Wolverine is meant to be absolutely shredded. I don't know if Keanu really does that. He's more lean, you know?
Well, he does get shredded when he's John Wick. I saw all 3 movies, and he gets beat the fuck up there.
That's true.
Especially the third one, he gets really. Oh my god, that movie. The third one is like the most brutalest one, and it's just.
I love the third one. The first couple fight scenes in that are incredible.
Yeah.
The throwing knife scene is maybe my favourite fight scene ever. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because I did like the building at the end for the third one, with the mirror or like the glass building. Yeah, that fighting scene was like the best for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the ending one. It was like so brutal there, that fighting scene. Yeah. But yeah, I really did enjoy that movie. So I like to see him in a Marvel movie. So that'll be pretty interesting to see him in there. And people are excited for him to be in Cyberpunk. I mean, that got me excited too.
Oh yeah.
At E3.
I was already excited for that game. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, he's in that Netflix movie. I want to see it. Me and my boyfriend still haven't got a chance to see it. That romance movie. That maybe thing. Yeah, so I can't wait to see what's gonna be. I'm not sure if he's gonna be a character, if they cast him or not, but I'm hoping they do someday. So the next news is Marvel Comics 1001 is they gotta continue apparently the Marvel Comics number 1000. They're gonna make another issue, so I'm not sure it's gonna be an ongoing thing. So because they making 2 issues of this thing already, and it's gonna have the 1001 is gonna have a whole bunch of. It's gonna include Al Ewing, Nick Spencer, G. Willow Wilson, Scott Erkman, ACO, Brian Posman, Howard Chaykin, Rita Alada, Roberto Ramos, Aldria Loeb, Dario Brazella, Anna Neosenti, Kim Jacinto, Jim Palmiotti, Amanda Connor, Delican Selvey, Corey Andrews, Amy Ryder, Nacho Fuchos, Frank Terry, Dan Pensolian, whatever. Andre Lima, Ajuro, Bill Morrison, Trina Roberts, and Mark Guggenheim. And Rod Regis is on the cover. Regis. But yeah, that's a lot of people working on this book. Jesus Christ. How many pages is this gonna be? Yeah, there's a lot of. It says unspecified page count, so I don't know, but I really don't. Because I know Marvel's purpose of doing this, because they said that all Detective Comics and Action Comics 1000 sold so much money. Let's make our own Marvel Comics 1000. But I'm like, it's not really in 1,000 issues, so I'm not sure you're gonna make as much money as Action Comics 1000. Or yeah, could they just put this number on the they just slap the number on the Marvel Comics book and just it's not really the 1,000th issue, so it's like, okay, what's the point then? So they're just trying to make their easy money. Because I don't know why collectors still do this. It's like, when there's a number 1 of a comic book that comes out, it just sells like crazy. But then when there's like a issue 2 or 3, it doesn't even sell that well as number 1. And they think that, number 1 is going to make it sell. And it's like, no. Maybe back then it made money, but new comic book issues is number 1, no one cares. I don't know why is that still a thing. People are just dumb and don't know what actually makes money for comic books anymore. It's always so dumb with the number one trend. Like I understand why comic books would do it just to like it's a restart of a storyline. That's where it's a jumping on point for people for new comic fans to read. But as a collector's thing, I don't understand it. It's pretty dumb.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, I don't see how this is. I guess it says the issue continues the story of Attorney Mask, and it's where we begin August 28th. So I guess both the mask and the owner remains mysterious. So I guess you'll find out what this whole attorney thing is.
Yeah.
But I do notice a lot of creators there. There's some I don't know, but I do recognize a few of them. Okay, the next one is Spider-Man Going Big #1.
Big boy Spider-Man.
Yeah, that one is gonna be one shot with classic Spider-Man creators Eric Larson, Jerry Conway, and Mark Bailey. It's gonna start coming out September, and there's not much details on what the story is gonna be about. So I don't know. I'm not sure it's gonna be interesting. I mean, Jerry Conway, I've read recent Spider-Man issues of his and I didn't like them, so it's more of a nostalgic marketing thing again, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he wrote classic stories of Spider-Man, and I think people love him a lot. But I haven't read classic Spider-Man stories, so I have nothing to go based off of. So I'm not sure. Really looking forward to this, but it's out. It's gonna be out there. So I guess that's okay. So the next one is J.J. Abrams and his son is making a Spider-Man miniseries. This was a big countdown that everyone was going crazy for. And it turns out, I was wondering what this teaser was going to be, and it ended up being something not so... I mean, it was not as exciting as what I thought was, what I was wondering was it going to be. But I would like to read it to see how J.J. Abrams actually writes the comic book. So...
Yeah, that'd be...
Yeah, and his son is to be a part of it. And notice his son is pretty young, so I'll see how this works out. Henry Abrams. So, and it'll be drawn by Sarah Pacelli, which I do like the artist, and colored by Dave Stewart. And then the covers be Oliver Coppel and Stewart, and they do have the cover here. It seems okay there. I don't know. The cover doesn't look that good, but I do like the art. I like Sarah Pacelli's art and other books. I don't know, it's not doing so good there. Unless that's one by Oliver Coppel, but it doesn't look that good either way. But I'm excited for this to see what the book is going to be like and see how it goes. And I do have some funny jokes to say because people were like, when the teaser was coming up, like the countdown, people thought it would be a Spider-Man 4 comic from Tobey Maguire. And I was like thinking it was not going to be that because it's like it said Marvel Comics on the thing and it's like yeah, it's definitely going to be something comic book related.
Yeah.
I was just hoping they was going to erase one more day, like they were going to have Peter Parker and Mary Jane getting married again. And apparently it's not that, I guess. Even though we don't know the story details of what this book is going to be about, so.
Yeah.
I guess I'll see what it is. And I did have some funny jokes. It's like, since people thought that Spider-Man 4 was to be the idea, the countdown, I was thinking maybe when they had to, like, number 3, I was making a joke in my head. It's like, oh, maybe this will be Amazing Spider-Man 3 from Sony. And then when number 2 came around, I was like, oh, Spider-Verse 2. So I was making jokes of like what people were thinking that, you know, Spider-Man 4 movie was coming and ended up being a comic book. It was just so funny how people were thinking of that. The next one is Pre-Deadly series is returning this fall with this is about the rats. And this one I'm anxious to what is it gonna be, even though the thing is in Comic Book Club I reread Pretty Deadly for a month, and we only read the first volume, and it was okay. It was an interesting concept, but it was just barely scratching the surface, and I wanted to know more about it. And I only found out there was only 2 volumes, and they haven't been working on a third one for years, and now I'm glad that they actually started working back on it so I could know more about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I want to talk about this one a little bit. And the writer is Kelly Sudonic and the artist is Emma Rios. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this new story is going to be about. I'm excited for it. I guess I get to know more about the rat character. I just hope it's something more interesting. So I'm hoping it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell my friends that from the comic club that I go to that they gotta make a volume 3 series, and I think they gotta be excited because they notice it's like the Kelly Sudonic and Emma Rios, they stopped working on it for like 3 to 4 years, and it's like now's when they come back to it. So they were kind of disappointed it's only volume 1 and 2. Now I think they're gonna be happy when there's more stories that's coming out for it. So that's exciting. The next one is Shuri. The writer for Shuri has left the book, and she says it hasn't been canceled, but I think it's canceled.
Yeah.
Because the book hasn't had, because I looked at the solicitations, and apparently the series has not been solicited since July's number 10 issue, so there's no August issue, there's no September issue, and I never liked it. I didn't like the Shuri series. I picked it up and I didn't like it too much. It's just it threw me off because they try to make it like the movie version. I do like the movie version of Shuri. It's just that the comic book version is a different character, and they try to put the movie influence in the character. And the thing is, they made her younger, which is kind of doesn't make sense for me. Like it's okay to put the science thing there, but don't make the character younger. Do not make her act like a teenager when she's a much more older adult in the comic books. She's been around for a very long time, and do not de-age her. It just makes her look more weird. Don't make her more childlike. And that's what the writer basically did, and I didn't like that direction. I mean, you see her teaming up with young heroes like Miles Morales and Miss Marvel, and it just seems out of place for me. Like, she's teaming up with young heroes, and I just didn't like the direction of the book, and it was just kind of weird for me. But yeah, I noticed that it had low sales for this book, and I'm not sure. I think Marvel is not gonna bother looking for a new writer of the book because it was not selling well. So they're probably just gonna cancel it.
Yeah.
Because apparently the writer is leaving because she's writing an Amazon TV series called Wild Seed, and she doesn't have time for it, and she's writing her novel that she can't announce yet. So yeah, the writer is Dr. Nnedi Okorafor. She's not gonna be available writing the book anymore. I'm okay with the series going away. It wasn't all that great. I don't think it's worth finding another writer for. I think you should just cancel it. The next one is there's a new artist for Marvel Comics number 7. Yeah, Marvel Comics Presents number 7 is Rodriguez and Alessandro Vetti, I think. They're gonna draw for the Winter Soldier story and the Iron Man story for this issue. Is Welcome to the 21st Century, a new dawn for Logan and his mission to stop the demon truth. Iron Man faces the biggest financial crisis of his lifetime, and a hero reborn for New Millennium. The Winter Soldier returns in a brand new tale by DC Pearson and Alessandro Vitti. So yeah, I do like this series. I'm picking up constantly. I like the Wolverine's storyline that's going on there. I really don't care much. I don't care much about the other stories that ends up being in there, because I know they have stories of other characters, but they're not good. And the only good story is the Wolverine one, and I want the other stories to be good, but they're just not good for me. The only one that's good there is Wolverine. I don't know why. And I'm not even that crazy about Wolverine. I think he gets oversaturated, but he's the but that's the only good story that keeps going on in the book. So I notice every issue has a Wolverine story, and then they have 2 other characters, and then the 2 other characters, they always have subpart stories, and I'm like, that's kind of not good. But yeah, I like what's going on with the Wolverine story. I hope this Iron Man and Winter Soldier story will be good. Okay, the next one is Captain Marvel is gonna have title called Fearless #1. It's gonna have an all-female team. It's gonna have It's an all-female anthology thing, I guess. And it's gonna have Captain Marvel, Invisible Woman, and Storm.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna have writer Kelly Thompson and artist Carmen Canero, and I think this is pretty interesting. So yeah, I am really looking forward to this one because I do like Kelly Thompson as a writer. She's like one of my favorite female writers. I really like her Captain Marvel series. I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see how she writes as a woman in Storm in here, and I already know how she writes Captain Marvel, so I'm looking forward to that. And I like it, so I'm hoping it'll be good. And the art looks pretty good too in there on the cover, so I'll be excited to read this one. It comes out July 24th, so I think it'll be fun. The next one, alright, so the next one is Shang-Chi. There's 2 actors running up to be Shang-Chi for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 actors that they have auditioning for Shang-Chi, and according to the hashtag show website, apparently they have
This is from Riverdale, so big no from me.
they have Ludi Lin and Ross Butler, which is 2 Asian actors. Lin and Butler have both appeared in DC movies. Lin was Merc in Aquaman, and Butler was the adult Eugene Choi in Shazam. So,
Okay.
yeah, it seems, because I really don't know. I don't remember him as Merc. I mean, Lin as Merc in the Aquaman movie. I think he had like a cameo appearance. I'm not sure if he had anything important in there, so I don't know how to go based off of that actor. But Eugene, the one that played Eugene Choi in Shazam, the Ross Butler, I think I'm looking forward to that one to be Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah, because
He can get pretty big.
yeah, I mean he was already in the one of the transformation Shazam characters. I think he worked out for that scene.
Yeah, surely. Surely.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's right. I remember him now. Okay.
Yeah, okay, because I wasn't sure you remembered him when you saw that movie.
I remember him now. I'm on it. I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna if one of these 2 actors is gonna pull it off. And I noticed they're both DC they both were in DC movies, so I don't think Marvel cares about when these actors work for DC. Because I noticed a lot of people were like, oh, they're never gonna sign up actors who work for DC or writers who work for DC, and I'm like, that's just all bullshit. You guys I don't think they actually care, because we have Joss Whedon who wrote for the Avengers, wrote Justice League, like he rewrote Justice League, and yeah, I don't think they care people work for Marvel and DC. I think they just want to hire people just to do these projects, because people think that whoever works for DC is not gonna associate for Marvel, and whoever works for Marvel is not gonna associate with DC, but it doesn't work like that. I mean, for comic books, you have all the same writers. They work across different publishers. I don't think it's gonna be any different for movie studios. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'll see how this goes. I wonder who's gonna win the audition.
I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I hope it's a good movie. I'm down for it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Shang-Chi movie. I really want to see what it's gonna be about. So that's gonna be exciting. Next one is a new creative team for Rat Queens, which is another book I only read the first volume for, but I did buy the second volume and haven't read it yet. Yeah, this is for my combo club. They read Rat Queens Volume 1. I did like it a lot. That's why I bought the second volume. But I didn't read it because I had so many other things caught up and never got back to it. I'm hoping to get back to it soon. I hope the combo club picks it again. Like, the next book will be Volume 2. Because that'll be exciting to read. So yeah, they have a new creative team with writer Ryan Ferrer and artist Priscilla Parates. and colorist Marco Lesko. And that's a weird. I know his name rhymes. Anyway, yeah. So I'm excited for. I guess I'm not. Well, I can't say I'm excited. I just wanted to see what these new writers would come up with, because I know this is not it's not the same creator of the creator of the series, and Cart Webby is not no longer writing the series, so apparently he's gonna pass it down to the letterer of the book. I don't. That seems kind of weird for me. Like the creator is not gonna write the book anymore. He's gonna pass it down to someone else to write the book. He says they've been close friends for years, so it seems like they're gonna have. He's trusting him with the story, and they think that he could pass it on, and I mean they think that he can actually write it better than probably they can. So I'll see how that goes. I mean, so the original creators are not working on the book anymore, and they having new creators on the book. So I'll see how this goes. I mean, I haven't read the rest of the volumes, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Rat Queens a lot, and I'm hoping to read the rest of the volumes with my friends and talk about it in the future. I just hope that these creators will be good, because I know they got rid of the first artist because they had controversy, and they had to use a different artist for the second volume. And I wonder how the second volume's book. I bought it, but I didn't really look at the art in it, so I'm not sure how much the art improved from there. So that's something to look forward to. The next one is what is it? Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy has a mini series spinning off Heroes in Crisis, and which is something I'm not really looking forward to. Yeah, because they said that Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn are taking on on the show on the road. They'll have to invade villains, heroes alike, will explain their relationship and unpack their time experience like Sanctuary. So it takes place after Heroes in Crisis and in the middle of Year the Villain. So to change their friendship forever if they live that long. And the writers will be Jody Hauser, and the art is to be Adriano Mello. I'm not sure I'm gonna be interested in this one because I did not like Hero in Crisis, and I didn't like how it ended. It was just terrible, man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the story direction for this one's gonna be good because it's based off of Heroes in Crisis, and apparently Poison Ivy got reborn into like some new version of herself, because she gets killed off in the book, and she ends up recreating herself, and she looks different.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the look of her.
Yeah, she looked like She-Hulk, right? I mean, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like all diesel and stuff. Yeah, I don't understand why she's even shredded like that way. It's like, since when does Poison Ivy go to the gym like that? Like, try to be like bodybuilder. It doesn't fit right to her.
I wouldn't cross her. She'd fucking beat me to death.
Yeah.
She doesn't need her clean superpowers.
Yeah, she has some hard plants in there in her body.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird look, and they've got like the movie, sort of like the movie look on Harley Quinn as well.
Yeah, I like the look. It's fine for me. Yeah, I like the look in her for the movie. I'm really not into the classic one.
Yeah, the classic one's a little bit.
Is
I
it?
like the Arkham one from the game.
Oh, the Arkham one.
Yeah.
I I don't know. The Arkham one was what the dress one or the one
Yeah, she has like a little bit of dress skirt sort of thing.
I
It
did
looks a
like
lot
it at
more
the
than
time.
just underwear.
I like more with the pants. Like I know there's like an outfit where she has pants, like it's
Yeah.
and it has like the Harley Quinn symbol on it. But yeah, I like that more. Yeah, I like her Injustice outfit more
Oh, yeah, true.
than than the others. This one's okay. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
good.
it's fine. You get more distracted by She-Hulk standing next to her, though.
It's only gonna be a mini series, so
Okay. I mean, let's hope it's good.
okay. So yeah,
Okay.
next one is Legion of Superheroes. Has a lot of freaking details. Apparently, it was a big news that was coming up, and is like the big thing that's been going on. They're gonna make a unified timeline with Kamandi, Booster Gold, OMAC, Tommy Tomorrow, and Legion of Superheroes will be incorporated all to one unified timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of timelines.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would work. And
Any more details about it?
what is it? It's gonna be an ongoing series. Legion Superheroes have an ongoing series called Millennium, and they'll each focus on a different. They have a host of artists each join a different character in the book, and apparently there'll be team ups with Supergirl. To be, I think the character artist team up with Jim Lee, Supergirl's Jim Lee, Batman Beyond, Dustin Nugent. Commandees to be Adrena Sarantino, and Tommy Tomorrow is gonna have Andre Lima Jiro. So I think it's gonna be the first issue is gonna have team ups with Supergirl, Batman Beyond, and Kamandi, and they're gonna have Jim Lee as the artist, Dustin Nugent as the artist for when Batman Beyond, and then Kamandi's gonna have Adrena Sarantino, and then Tommy Tomorrow's will be Andre Lima Jiro. And then the second issue is gonna have Booster Gold as Nicole Scott. I mean, not as the artist will be Nicole Scott. OMAC is gonna have Jim Chung, and then Off World's gonna have Jeff DeCal, and Legion of Super is gonna have Ryan Solk. So I guess each character in the books are gonna have different artists, and it's gonna be written by Brian Michael Bendis. So
That's pretty. Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do this because they said Batman Beyond's gonna be there too, and Batman Beyond's a different time period. I did mention this last time, but yeah, there's more details about it. So I wonder how is it gonna work? How they're gonna put all timelines, all future timelines into one continuity? This would be kind of weird because Batman Beyond is a different time period than Legion of Superheroes. So are they gonna merge the two time periods into one? I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah, they're gonna be doing some weird shit.
And I hope it's good. I hope it's be interesting. And I saw the designs of the characters. I'm not sure you saw them.
I saw a couple of them, yeah.
Because like Brainiac 5, Chameleon Boy, Cosmic Boy, Lightning Lad, and Saturn Girl. I never liked it's Shadow Last too, but I never liked the names of the Legion of Superheroes. It's just so freaking.
Yeah, they're a bit like
dated.
It was funny.
They could have just made the call the character Chameleon, call the next character Saturn, and then the next is Cosmic, and then Lightning. Just give them the. Don't put the boy or girl or lad. It just throws it off. It's just very dated.
Work a lot, yeah.
Yeah, the only one I didn't mind was Brainiac 5's name, but all the other characters is just, like, the names never made any much sense to me.
They sound like names that kids make up.
Yes, I guess that's probably the idea because they are teenagers, but now I think they're adults. I'm not sure they're still teenagers, but yeah. So I guess, and then they said that Supergirl is one of the stories. Is Supergirl gonna be in the future with these characters? Don't know. I don't know what the hell is that all about, but I guess I'll see. And they had some interiors of the art looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty interesting, the artwork that they have here. I'm hoping it'll be good. And they said they're gonna redesign the Legion ring, which I don't know what they're gonna design it to, but I guess we'll see what it will be about. I'll see. I guess they're gonna redesign the rings. There isn't much about that. And apparently they're gonna appear in Superman number 14 is gonna come out August 14. I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna be featured in 2 issues. I guess the whole story is gonna appear. The Legion Superheroes, even though it says they're coming from the 32nd century, as like they're gonna merge Batman Beyond, then I don't know how that's gonna work because Batman Beyond is like still the 21st century, so
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but I guess I'll see. And people are thinking that the idea of, because Bendis had aged Superboy, Superman's son Jonathan Kent, like he super aged him, and people are thinking the idea is to have him go to the future with the Legion of Superheroes, and him, it's like thinking that he's gonna be in that book, and it's gonna be him as like a Superboy in the Legion of Superheroes kind of idea again, but with a different Superboy character. So if that's gonna be the idea, I think that'll be interesting. I don't mind that they aged him, putting him there, because I didn't like the idea of I didn't like that Bendis had aged the character Superboy. I would have liked him to be still a child, because I like the dynamic with him and Damian, and it's just like, now that he's older, he no longer has that relationship with Damian, so it's just like, it throws me off a bit. And I'll be just okay with it now that he's gonna be part. If the idea is to be that he's gonna be part of Legion of Superheroes, so I'll see how that works. Go ahead. You gonna say something?
No, I don't have anything to say. I do like him being younger with that dynamic with Damien, though.
Yeah. Okay, the next news is the Young Justice Outsiders have a new trailer. Yeah, the second half of Young Justice is coming out pretty soon, actually. It's coming out on July 2nd, so that's pretty much like next week. Yeah, so it looks like it could be pretty fun because they're gonna be having the new gods, and they have Granny Goodness on the trailer, so I'm pretty excited to see it. Too bad you can't see it because it's on the DC streaming service.
Yeah. Look, I guess you can watch and review it. I'll make up my mind based off like a poster. That's the best I can do for him. Oh, God damn.
But I am looking forward to this season, this second half of the season, because I saw the first half of the season, and it's been pretty exciting to see Young Justice back.
Okay, well, that's good for you.
I know it sounds like I'm being full of it, like full of myself.
The world, or whoever can see it.
Oh my god, it's terrible. Okay, I'll go to the next news. The next news is Marvel's having a Weapon Plus series. I think it's supposed to be a mini series,
Okay.
and it's something has to do with all the Weapon X, all the Weapon X programs, and Wolverine and Captain America are gonna be involved in it. There's gonna be a secret history behind their origins is revealed. In 1940, scientists attempt to make a man into a perfect weapon, a super soldier. They failed and made him into a legend instead. Before the turn of the century, they try again for the 10th time. They failed, making a man into a death incarnate. At long last, Ethan Sachs and Diogenes Neves reveals the shadowy connections between Captain America, Wolverine, and many more Marvel used super soldiers, including some surprises. The conspiracy begins here. Man, it's a long ass description, but yeah, it seems pretty interesting. Because I know that both Captain, I mean, it wasn't considered a Weapon X program before, but now they do. Because I mean, the Captain America soldier serum, yeah. The super soldier serum, yeah. So yeah, it's part of one of the first Weapon X. Well, Weapon 1, and then yeah, it's part of the weapon program. So apparently there's a list here of Weapon 1 was Captain America, Protocide, and Queen. Why did it skip number 2? Whatever. Weapon 3 is Skinless Man. I know it's just skipping numbers. I guess because they don't have all the numbers. Whatever. Weapon 7 is Nuke. Weapon X is Wolverine, Sabretooth, and Deadpool. Weapon 11 is Huntsman. No, it's Weapon 12. Weapon 13 is Phantom X. Weapon 14 is Death Chocos, and Weapon 15 is Ultimon. Weapon 16 is Old God, and Weapon Infinity is Deathlock.
Okay.
So yeah. I guess there'll be more secrets to be revealed about this one, so I'm pretty excited to see what it is, see what this is going to be all about.
Yep. Cool. Would be awful.
Yeah, it comes out July 10th, so that's pretty soon. Not that far away. Yeah. So the next one is Black Widow has her new series. This will be a 5-issue miniseries.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's be written by Jody Hauser, and the artist is Stephen Mooney. And it's called The Web of Black Widow. The 5-issue miniseries coming out in September. And it's a new series that finds a mysterious figure exploring the hero's past. It says who can trust this web of deceit, and more importantly, who can her friends trust her. So yeah, I guess is about Black Widow's past and more about who's trusting who. I think, I don't know. There's
They need to like try and build up a little bit of hype for the Black Widow movie, maybe. Is that
I
all you're gonna
think maybe because they had a Black Widow ongoing, and then it didn't last that long. They had to make it to a 5-issue miniseries. I think they decided to make another one.
get?
Yeah, because I think they probably realized that Black Widow can't last in the ongoing, so they're just gonna do miniseries for hers.
Yeah.
Because the last one was an ongoing, and they turned it into a miniseries. And I did like the last one. It was really good. I really was disappointed it ended in 5 issues. And I'm like, God damn. Black Widow's only gonna last that long.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, now they made a second one that's gonna be 5 issues, and I just,
Maybe they'll just keep doing that.
I don't know what's up. I don't know why Black Widow doesn't sell that well. I thought she would be if she's in the Avengers, and I think hopefully having her a movie will push the sales for that.
I think it could.
You think so?
Yeah, surely.
And
I'm surprised that she doesn't sell as well. Yep. But yeah, you'd think she'd do well.
yeah, she's been in the freaking movies for a long time. I don't know why she doesn't sell well. And they've been trying to push for her to have her own solo movie for years, and now that she's finally getting one. So hopefully this will increase sales on comic books for her.
I suppose we'll see.
Because the other one was pretty cool. It was in her. It was her killing. Uh, it was in Madripoor. A whole bunch of like organized organization that was kidnapping children and using them like as slaves. And
Okay.
Black Widow team up with some other woman that was that knew about this going on and she needed help. So yeah, it was two of them together trying to stop this. I guess it's black. I'm not sure it's called black trafficking. But yeah, they were just trying to. They was trying to stop this organization kidnapping children and using them as slaves. It was a cool storyline for 5 issues. I liked it.
Nice.
Yeah. So the next news is another Harley. There's another black label that has to deal with Harley Quinn, and it's the same story as the other one, which is a retelling of Harley Quinn meeting the Joker. So there's 2 black label books that deals with the same thing, and I'm like, how many different ways are we gonna be able to tell this? This gets a little annoying.
Yeah, it's a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, cause I know it's like I know last time we discussed one that, and apparently there's gonna be another one that deals with the same thing but different writer. I don't like, geez.
And they're probably both going to be bad.
Cause this one is called Harleen, and it deals with the same thing. It's a real retelling of Harley Quinn talking to the Joker and when they first met. It's like, how many times we could tell this story? Jesus Christ. This is one thing I don't like about comic books. They just love retelling the origins of these characters, and it becomes boring because it's like we have like 6, 7, or 8 different versions of the same freaking retelling, and it's just today I just read the Superman year 1, and that one was just terrible. It was a retelling of Superman's origin from Frank Miller, and it's just it really wasn't doing anything different.
I feel like people know the origin at this point. Just stop.
Yeah, stop these retellings.
Or at least, and there's always like contextual callbacks to it all the time in books anyway.
Yeah, so what's the point of doing a separate book that's like a graphic novel retelling the origin story? There isn't probably that much different than what the like. It's okay if you're gonna make it different, but if you're not, then there's no point.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit stupid.
Yeah, and this one is from writer and artist Steven Senjic. I like his art. Is apparently I just never seen him as a writer before. He's always done art, so I guess the first time I see him as a writer. So I don't know how his writing works. But I don't know. I just getting tired of retelling this.
Yeah.
So the next one is New Mutants One Shot. This will be from Chris Claremont and Bill Chiswansky. I think that's Senswick. Oh my god. These Senswick. Oh, episode Chiswansky. Oh god. Anyways, yeah, there's gonna be a New Mutants one shot called New Mutants War Children. It's coming out in September. The description says strong and free. Don't miss this monumentous event as legendary creators Chris Claremont and Bill just whatever Bill Swensky reunite with Magic, Wolfsbane, Cannonball, Cypher, Mirage, Karma, and Sunspot to share this never before told story of New Mutants past. When Warlock experiences a nightmare, he begins going haywire and is up to his friends to save him. But as Warlock grows more frenzy, they should be worried about being able to save themselves, and doubly so when Magic Inner Demon Darkshire threatens to break free. Also, a special guest appearance by none other than Kitty Pryde. Okay, that description was wordy. I guess this seems interesting. I don't like the artwork. It looks pretty terrible. But maybe the story could be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope it's interesting, and I'm not too much of a crazy fan of Chris Claremont as much as everybody else. But then again, I haven't read the old school books that he's written. The only old school book I've written that he wrote, I mean that I read that he's written. I mixed the words. Oh god. Anyway, yeah. The only one that I read that he's written was Iron Fist, and I read his Nightcrawler series, like the recent one. And Nightcrawler was okay. It was decent, but it wasn't that great. And then Iron Fist from the 1970s was pretty terrible. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure people were very nostalgic of Chris Claremont, and I really don't fall into nostalgic traps. It's pretty interesting they putting Kitty Pryde with the New Mutants here, so I'll see how it goes. I'm not sure that's the plan is to make a New Mutant series, because maybe they're trying to coincide it with the New Mutants movie that's supposed to come out from Fox, but it hasn't
Actually coming out.
They said it was gonna come, because the thing is, they supposed to refilm it because they didn't like what they had filmed. Like Fox didn't like it, and they were supposed to refilm it, but then the actors didn't have time to refilm it because most of the actors are in other TV shows like Stranger Things and Game of Thrones, and they had to find a convenient time, and they decide. Then the whole merger thing happened with Fox and Disney, so Disney allowed them to delay the movie again. So the movie's not coming out until February 2020, so they can refilm it and then release it.
Nice.
And I don't see any point of refilming the goddamn movie because it's probably gonna crash and burn like X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh man. Cause
Give us a good movie.
let's just move on from Fox's X-Men universe already. We don't need to see any more of it.
To be honest, it wasn't that great.
I'm pretty sure New Moons ain't gonna be that great either.
No, I doubt it.
At least not for me, but yeah, cause I know there's Legion going on now, but on the TV series, and I don't like that show. I don't watch it. I saw the first 2 seasons, but I waited until they came out on Hulu to watch it, and they weren't that great. And now they have the 3rd season, which is supposed to be the final season. So I'll wait till the season ends, then I'll watch it.
Fair enough.
Like I do with Gotham. I'm actually watching Gotham, and I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Whatever Fox produces with comic books always comes out trash. They really don't know the source material. So the next news is Aqualad is cast for Titans. It's
Okay.
yeah. His name is Drew Van Acker. He's from
No idea who he is.
Apparently he's from Pretty Little Liars, which I had never seen.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He looks like he's from that show.
What is that?
Whatever that show is.
Yeah, so Aqualad is gonna be in Titans, and then
I mean, he's got some long locks. He can do it.
yeah, he got the long hair, so it's just not black, it's blonde, which
Yeah.
I don't care.
Think they're leaning more just Aquaman. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. So
They'll dye his hair or something. Who knows?
yeah, who knows? Cause Scarlett Johansson is a blonde, and she dyes her hair red for Black Widow.
This is true.
Yeah, so who knows what his hair color will be?
Oh, the big mystery. When's the
And
second season come out? Like next year?
it's not like, huh?
When's the next season come out?
It's supposed to come out. It's coming out this year's fall.
Okay. Well then, we'll find out what colour the hair will be fall this year.
Yeah.
Get excited.
So yeah, I haven't seen him in anything. I did see him in. I don't remember. My memory's pretty blank on that because I did watch a Training Day TV series, but I don't remember the character. Oh God, because that show came out 2 years ago. Came out in 2017. I did like that TV series, but it only lasted 1 season, which that was disappointing. Cause I actually was enjoying it.
Definitely haven't seen him in anything. I know nothing about him. But good on him.
Yeah.
Do great.
Okay. Next one is Agent Venom is to be the Marvel Legends toy line. It's to be the Agent Anti-Venom, actually, yeah. which is the one that was from the Venom Incorporated crossover. Yeah, the Flash Thompson gets the anti-Venom symbiote, which I did not like the storyline, but I thought I'd rather prefer him as Venom than anti-Venom, and I want Eddie Brock to be anti-Venom. Yeah, it was a cool design. It was the same design as Agent Venom, but just white and black instead of black and white.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wish the character was alive still. I didn't like the Dan Slott decided to kill him off. It's like whatever. Yeah, because he gets the Agent Anti Venom suit, and then like they kill him off, and like 2 months later, and it's like, okay, what was the point of that then? Like you let him become Anti Venom, and then you just kill him off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's only for a storyline purpose. That was it. But the toy looks cool. Looks pretty interesting. Even though I do like more of the Diamond Select. Excuse me, the Marvel Select toys much better than the Marvel Legends, because the Marvel Selects are more detailed than the Marvel Legends. They look cheaper. And that's about it. Is there anything you think of the action figure?
Look, I'm not gonna get it.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really mind either way.
Oh,
If I'm honest, I don't have many feelings towards this.
okay.
I'm not gonna buy it. I feel like it probably won't sell that well because who cares?
Oh.
I feel like the people that will be buying these are probably just gonna want to get like a regular Venom or something, you know?
I like Agent Venom. It's just that I prefer the Select than the Legends. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
The next one is in September. There's gonna be a Shazam Who Laughs this September, and he's gonna appear in Batman and Superman #2, and it's gonna be the dark multiverse of the Flash. Not Flash, Shazam. Oh my god. I don't know why I thought Flash. I just said that by accident. But yeah, they're making a Shazam Who Laughs.
That's actually pretty cool.
So I guess it's supposed to be a evil. Yeah, it's supposed to be a darker, evil Shazam. His design looks pretty cool. I'll see how he is. I'm not sure, because I remember each character of the Dark Multiverse is supposed to be a Bruce Wayne version of different characters. Like, it was in the Dark Knight's Metal. I liked it, the storyline. It was a very good book, and they had like Bruce Wayne as the Flash, Cyborg, and who else they had? It was like a Wonder Woman-like character, but it was still a man, but he was like more like a god almost kind of thing. And then yeah, they had a Green Lantern, Bruce Wayne, and so they were all Bruce Waynes but different Justice League heroes. And I guess this is supposed to be Bruce Wayne as Shazam, and
Right.
yeah, it's supposed to be an evil universe, so I guess it's supposed to be like an evil version of Bruce Wayne that becomes Shazam. So I like to see. Yeah, I think that would be cool to see that happen.
Yeah, that could be really cool actually. I hope they do a good job.
I just noticed that it's actually a evil Billy Batson, because I looked in the.
It is evil Billy Batson. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, I want to see evil Shazam. That could be cool. And
Yeah. The next one is Scooby-Doo Team Up and Teen Titans Go comic books have gotten cancelled.
No!
And they're ending in September.
How could you cancel Scooby-Doo?
I know. I'm kind of the Scooby-Doo team up book. I guess it's stopped. They haven't been selling well, so they started ending them. I'm kind of disappointed because I liked both the Scooby-Doo team up comic book and the Teen Titans Go comic books. They were one of my favorites, and it's so sad to see them go.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo team up is ending at issue 50, while Teen Titans Go is ending at issue number 36. Which is what's interesting for Scooby-Doo team up's final issues would be Batmite and Scooby-Mite. So yeah, there's a Scooby-Mite. I can't wait to see that. They team up with Batman and Scooby-Doo, and they just save the Infinite Earths, the League of Batman and Society of Scoobies. So that's gonna be pretty fun. I like to see that. And the Teen Titans Go is gonna have something to do with power brokers, and Robin decides to team up with more motivations to learn new skills. He designs a bunch of merit badges. What happens to a team member who feels like they're without merit? I guess it's something about merit badges. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm kind of sad to see these series go. Oh, now I know what merit badges are. They're just badges made out of cloth. I really am sad to see these two series go because I was really enjoying them. Now I won't be reading them anymore. But I did find out that there's gonna be a Scooby-Doo team up like cartoon coming soon. I read that right after I found out they were getting canceled. They canceled the comic book, and it's like, great, you have a cartoon that's just like that coming up on Boomerang, and
Okay.
yeah, I'll talk about it more in the next podcast because I found out like this week. It's pretty interesting to talk about later on. Okay, so now we're talking about the book reviews.
Let's do it. Okay.
So you gonna go first?
I can go first if you want.
All right.
Alright.
Go ahead.
So, this week I didn't read a whole lot because I was finishing exams and stuff, but I did read both volumes for the Court of Owls, Batman. Scott Snyder's new 52 run.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very good. It's different, especially the first one, where they like take him to the maze, and that gets really insane.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Yes, I did read it. I just letting you speak.
Yeah, it gets pretty trippy. I think it's very different and out there, and I like it a lot. I think Scott Snyder, at least back then, I haven't read any of his current stuff, but at least back then he was incredible on the Batman run. So.
Oh yeah, he was really incredible with the Batman's run. I kind of missed him writing Batman. It was really good. But yeah, I loved all. I'm not sure how many volumes it is, but I was picking them up to single issues, and I really did love the Batman runs of Scott Snyder. And I know I did find out that he wrote a pre-52 storyline back then. It was called Black Mirror. I haven't read it. I never read it because I jumped back into DC comic books when the new 52 came out, and that's when I started first reading Scott Snyder. So yeah, I love the Court of the Owls. I have the book. I have the first volume signed because I actually got it in print, and I got it signed by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And I have a.
That's cool. Nice.
I also have a Year Zero poster that's signed by them, and a Batman action figure too. Yeah, because I went to a signing with an old friend of mine, and they had like a signing in the Barnes and Noble in New York, and I got those signed by them. It was pretty fun and cool. I actually liked it that day. It was nice talking to them for a little bit. There was like a long line of people signing, so they couldn't talk to the fans that much. All I had was like a small talk.
That's still pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and they loved my Batman shirt, and what is it? Greg Capullo was punching my bat symbol when he took the picture. Yeah, so it was pretty fun just to see them in person. It was exciting. and I'm hoping to see them again one day.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good. I'm a big fan of their Batman runs, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure if he stays on for much longer after the Court of Owls, but I think so.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He stays until I think is Batman number 50, which is the Endgame storyline. That's his last storyline with Batman.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited to read a lot more of his runs because
The only one I didn't like was
so unique and just good.
the only run I did not like was it was after the end game. There was a separate book called All Star Batman, and I did not like that one from Scott Snyder.
Okay.
Because that one only lasted 15 issues. It was ongoing, but it wasn't selling well, so it only made it last 15 issues, which is pretty bad for a Batman run. And I was thinking that at that time he finally ran out of ideas for Batman, and it wasn't as good as his Batman run. So
Okay.
yeah, but I am liking this Batman Last Night book that's been the only first issue came out, so I'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah. What you think of Batman's brother? What is it? What's his name?
Oh,
I know it's Owlman, but
yeah, he's the
oh yeah, Thomas Wayne Jr. That's who it was.
yeah, talent. Yeah, that was pretty. That was very out there. That reveal.
I don't know, but I still had the belief that that's his actual brother, because he noticed that Batman was in denial that that's his brother.
And he's like, there's a chance that he's not, but they hint that it could be. It's a bit left. It's left open.
Yeah, I know it's left open, but I would like that the reveal that he actually is his brother, and Bruce is just being stubborn and in denial.
I think it's a good link to his past, and that'll mess with him for a long time.
Yeah, because I heard some people didn't like that, like the idea of that being his actual brother, because it makes it seem like Martha Wayne is a bad mother for doing the things that she did to Thomas Wayne Jr. But I like to see that. I like that because it shows that Bruce Wayne's parents were also flawed. They weren't the perfect parents that everyone thinks they are. No parent is perfect, and that's why I like the idea of having that.
Yeah.
So, and they did their best to try to save him. I mean, they put him in a hospital to cure him, and
yeah,
but they weren't totally abandoning him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's I suppose I can understand why some people wouldn't like it, but they don't give a definitive answer, so I'm open to it.
Oh. And did you like the Court of the Owls origin or concept? 'Cause I did like it.
I think it's really cool. Yeah.
I
think it's really cool. It feels very sudden though. I thought
Oh.
it was a bit sudden, but no, I thought it was very cool.
I like it. I wish they just dive more deep into it. Like, I would like to know how it actually started and
Yeah.
how did it last so long, and because they give some details but not all of it, and
Yeah.
in this
It's
it's very mysterious and secretive,
yeah.
and
Yeah, they don't really give a lot away.
I do like there's another character that had his own series called Talon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be like I don't remember, but he was a cool character, and I was kind of disappointed. It only lasted eight issues, I think. It was a very good series. It was from James Tannion the Fourth, and I really did enjoy that series. And that character has disappeared. He hasn't come back since his own series. It's like, why did they make the character disappear? I want to see more of him, and it's just disappointing that he hasn't appeared ever again.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but yeah, no, good book. Well, they're both good books. Great villain, great Batman writing. 10 out of 10, whatever.
You don't have to give a score. It's fine.
And the other thing I read was a Green Lantern Rebirth.
All
It was
right.
a 5 or 6 issue miniseries. And it's when Jeff Johns first jumped onto Green Lantern. And it's sort of in all the Green Lantern stories before that, Green Lantern's become he's been like I don't know, he's under control by like Parallax, and he's also the Spectre or whatever, and he's destroyed his city, and yeah, there's a lot of very bad runs before it.
Oh.
not too strong, and so this miniseries is Jeff Johns basically resetting all that, getting Hal Jordan back to becoming a Green Lantern. It's pretty much just a soft reboot of the Green Lantern story.
Okay.
Pre-New 52.
Yeah.
But it's really, really cool. They bring the Justice League into it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of characters. It's a big, epic book, and it started Jeff Johns' run, and that ended up going for like 15 years or something like that. And so it's very good. It's a good jumping on point too for Green Lantern, I think, because they kind of go over his origin a bit, and they give you enough backstory on the previous runs so that you probably could just start here for Green Lantern. Yeah, but it's really good. Have you read it?
I never read the Rebirth. Yeah, the Green Lantern Rebirth. But I've heard a lot about it because it sprung out to this big event called Blackest Night, and
Yeah.
I never read it, but I heard so much about it, and I did read Jeff Johns' run on the New 52.
Yeah.
Because he has a run on the New 52, and it has Sinestro, it has Hal Jordan, and he also introduces a new Green Lantern called Simon Baz, which he's a Middle Eastern Green Lantern, and I thought that character was really cool. I love that character a lot. It was real different than other Green Lanterns, and then in his Justice League run, he introduced Jessica Cruz, which is another Green Lantern. So I love that character as well. And I really liked his mythology on the Green Lanterns, the way he placed it, because it's like he set it up. I mean, he made all the different lanterns, like the Red Lanterns, the Sinestro Corps, and he even set up
and stuff.
it's different lanterns. And what made it interesting, I wish it was still like this, where in the New 52 everyone was a different lantern. I mean, you had Hal Jordan and John Stewart were both Green Lanterns. Then you had Guy Garner as a Red Lantern and Kyle Rayner as a White Lantern. And I wish it was still like that. I know they all became Green Lanterns again, but I wish it was still like that because they were more separate. It wasn't more like they all had a different feel to it. They're like all separate, and
yeah, they were a bit more unique.
Yeah, it's more unique to have the characters have their own power sets instead of all them being the same.
Yeah.
And it even got more crazy, like Guy Garner eventually became a Red and Green Lantern, and then that was pretty cool. I did like that. I mean, I know Jon Stewart's making jokes on him, calling him the Christmas Lantern because it's red and green Christmas colors. And Guy Garner did not like that, but it was pretty fun to see that banter off each other with that. And I also did like the idea of that Because I know they in the end of Green Lantern Corps for New 52, they had John Stewart become a Pink Lantern and Green Lantern, so it's green and pink. And they didn't get to explore it, which kind of disappointed me because he gets the Pink Lantern ring at the end, and then the book gets canceled. It ends, and when the book relaunches with a new writer, they never discuss it about him having a pink ring. It's just like never existed ever again. It's just I would like they dive more deeper into it because they rarely have a male Pink Lantern at all. There's always all females, and I would like to see the concept of having a male with a Pink Lantern ring. So it's just the it's just the power of love. Anyone can have that. So yeah, I would like to see more of that. And I mean, I know Kyle Rhino was the White Lanterns that have all the Lantern ring powers. So it was pretty interesting to see that. And as one thing I did, because Kyle Reiner is actually one of my favorite Green Lanterns. I like him more than the others. I do like Guy Gardner second best, and then is John Stewart and Hal Jordan. I really don't like Hal Jordan, but I do like the Kyle Reiner as a White Lantern. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this rebirth book, it's all about like the return of Hal Jordan, but it's pretty much entirely from the perspective of Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, and Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I'll check it out someday.
But yeah, I recommend it.
Because I did read Jeff Johns' New 52 Green Lantern run, and that was phenomenal.
Apparently that sort of like keeps the continuity of like pre-52 or something.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So I know some of the origins of Rebirth.
Yeah.
By reading the New 52 Green Lantern. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it for you, right?
That's it for me. That's my two reviews.
Okay.
Both very good. I recommend them.
So now I'm gonna talk about my books that I read for the week.
Let's get into it.
So the first one is Age of X-Men Apocalypse and the Extracts number 4. And I really did like this one. It was about Genesis fighting Omega Red, which is Genesis like the clone of Apocalypse. Yeah. So yeah, he was fighting Omega Red, and Omega Red was talking about the memories that the world he's living is fake, and he was trying to like tell him that he shouldn't believe in Apocalypse's Messiah or his faith, because the thing is in this alternate universe that X-Men's created, he's banned love, and Apocalypse is trying to like he's like trying to be the good guy and trying to liberate people, saying that this is a fake world and you should have your right to express love, and you can love whoever you want. Love doesn't make you a bad person. You're not committing sin if you fall in love with someone, because that's what X-Men did. He was banning sins from people. So that's what pretty much was that. Genesis wasn't believing that Apocalypse was a bad person because he showed that the people should express love, but Omega Red was getting memories of the original world where he was a villain, and he was talking about how Apocalypse used him for the for Horsemen, and he thinks that this Apocalypse is just playing the good guy in this universe to like it's all a ploy, and he's trying to find a way to trick the X-Men into thinking he's a good guy when he's not. Because they don't remember, like they know it's a fake world, but they don't know that in the original universe that he's a villain. They don't know about that yet. Omega Red apparently does. He thinks that he's playing a fool's game with that, and he eventually kills Genesis, which is pretty sad. They end up getting both killed, just because Genesis ends up killing Omega Red, but Omega Red also kills him too, so it's like a double kill. So yeah. We also find out in the end, for some reason, we also find out that Apocalypse is working with X-Men, which was a really crazy plot twist at the end. I was not really expecting that.
Okay.
And I don't know what's the game plan. So Omega Red was right that he's tricking everyone for some secret plan. And I guess they're gonna reveal it in the next issue. And iBoy, you do see that there's another mutant that he has the powers of to see everything. Like he has a bunch of eyes in his body, and he sees that Apocalypse is actually working for X-Men, and he wakes up looking all scared. I'll see how that goes and see what the hell is going on, because I thought Apocalypse I didn't know he was working for X-Men, and it's just pretty interesting plot twist, and I really did like it. I gave it a 8.0, so
okay.
It was real fun to see this story. I really like the Age of X-Men storyline. It's pretty fun, and it was exciting to see the plot twist for this book. The next one I'm going to be talking about... Oh, and also they had like a little love story between Colossus and Kitty Pryde, which is I also enjoyed too, because I like them being together, and I thought it was pointless for them not to get married. I hated that story. They set up the marry for that to not happen. It was just like another Batman Catwoman thing. It was really annoying. Yeah. Marvel was also using marriage as a marketing tool. It wasn't just DC doing that. People were hating on both of them when that happened. So yeah. The next one I'm going to talk about is Age of X-Men, Marvelous X-Men number 5.
Okay.
Which is the final issue of it. The miniseries. So I like this story. The X-Men find out that the world is fake because one of the mutants ends up getting killed, and they find out that X-Men is behind it all. He's the one that's been creating this alternate universe. He only did it to make a better place for them, and they noticing that he's the one that created this universe, so they've been going after him. And you also do find some story of him and Apocalypse working together, but you don't find the full details. It was a pretty fun story. I like this one too. I give it an 8.0. It was pretty good because you see Jean Grey figures out that Bishop has been erased from the universe, and the X-Men are wondering where he's at, and they find out about that. So they find out him being in prison, and they notice that he doesn't exist anymore, that X-Men erased their memories just because they had fallen in love. So it's a pretty good story that they finding all the secrets of X-Men, what he's trying to do to them in this alternate world of his. It's pretty good to see the characters react to that. It was really fun. I was kind of sad that the Monet character dies, because she was a new character. I wanted to see more about her. but she ends up getting killed. That's the only disappointing part, but it was fun
Yeah.
overall.
Okay. Nice.
The next one is Champion. Oh no, that's not the next one. Is Amazing Spider-Man number 23. I did not like this one so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this one, it makes me want to drop Spider-Man again. I'm thinking about it.
Ooh.
Because I was liking Spider. I didn't like Spider-Man until the Haunted storyline. This is what made me want to pick up the book again. So now this is the epilogue of the Haunted storylines. Just it was mostly wordless. They like only had pictures mostly in this issue, so it was pretty quick to go through it. I mean, they did have words, but not that many. It was mostly just pictures, and I really don't like it too much because some writers do know how to tell a good story with just pictures, but some writers don't. And this one wasn't so great at telling that. I didn't like it that much because the clone of Craven, he actually becomes Craven, like he's actually starts wearing the same clothes as Craven, like he doesn't become a new character, he just becomes Craven. And I'm like, what was the point of killing the previous Craven then?
What?
That is so boring. I mean, like, he just becomes the same character as his so-called dad. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That was so boring. Yeah, like he decides to put the same clothes on. Like he like reads a letter of his father that his father wrote to him, and he decides to become Craven. He puts the clothes that his father had. So yeah, even though he is a clone, he sees Craven as his father. I don't know. That's just the way it is. But yeah, he becomes Craven the Hunter, and it's just he sees himself as Craven, not the clone of Craven. So it's just like he's not really a new character after all. So that just really disappoints me. And also in the story, Spider-Man he went to go check up on Mary Jane because he lets the Marvel heroes take care of the villains because the villains after the Craven thing happened, they escaped and they started making havoc. And the Marvel superheroes arrived just in time, and they let Peter Parker go and go check up on his Mary Jane. What's stupid is that when Spider-Man enters the apartment, he sees the window is cracked and there's like blood on the floor. And he's like all worried, like, oh my god, my vision was coming true. Because in the Haunted storyline, he had a vision that Arcade was giving him that Craven has plans to kill Mary Jane. When he goes to the apartment after the whole thing's over and sees the blood and the glass window broken. Mary Jane comes in and she's like, oh, it's like because he's like all scared of what happens to her, and you see the blood on her arm, and she has like a towel over it, and she said that, oh, I tripped and had my arm caught on the glass window, and it's just like, wow, that is so freaking stupid. Yeah, because she said that she slipped on his costume, and that made her trip, and her hand got cut from her hand breaks the window, and there's blood on her arm, and it's just way too over the top and stupid. It's just no one's gonna trip and just have their hand break their glass window somehow and have blood on it, like it's gonna cut them. Like, that's way too over exaggerated. I don't think windows break that easily with just an arm. I can't even do that. I can't even just trip and have my arm break break a freaking window. A window's much more harder than that. That just sounds stupid. And I would have liked the idea of maybe the Craven clone actually going after Mary Jane and about to kill her, and it's up to Spider-Man to save her. I wouldn't mind that idea happening, but they want to catch you in a stupid surprise that, oh my god, it didn't happen. That whole vision was just a stupid scare of something not happening. I really did not like this issue. I gave it a 5. It was pretty bad. I did not.
Away from
I don't think I want to pick up Nick Spencer's Spider-Man again. Like, it was a great story, but the epilogue was just really bad.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know what this Craven clone that is this now that he's the Craven, what his game plan is gonna be. I really don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll see what happens well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna see what happens in the next issue. It's just not gonna be for me anymore. There goes that.
Fair enough.
The next one is Champions number 6. So yeah, this one is a War of the Realms tie-in. And this one was pretty decent. It was okay. You had the champions fighting the Valkyries, because Valakith was let these Valkyries have. He's supposed to give them a life and won't let them be used or abused, whatever it is. Yeah, because the thing is, they were killed and they were living in Valhalla, but they want to be living they want to be alive again instead of being ghosts, something like that. And they were fighting the champions, and it was pretty cool. And they noticed that Miss Marvel has a dark secret, and the dark secret is that she feels uncomfortable fighting with the champ. She's feeling uncomfortable being the leader of the champions because it's this dark secret with Miles and Amish Cho, because they made a deal with Mephisto to bring her back alive. Her and Vision, which is Vision's daughter. Yeah, they end up getting killed in some battle in the previous issues. Miles and Amish Cho decide to make a deal with Mephisto. Apparently, they don't pay consequences for making a deal with the devil. I guess you'll find out in future issues. No. The deal, they did reveal the deal. This is, I didn't remember that one of the people they were saving during that mission ends up getting killed instead of Miss Marvel and Vision. So that was the consequence they had to pay, and Miss Marvel did find about that, and she didn't like it. And in this issue, by the end of the issue, she decides to quit the Avengers. I mean, not the Avengers, the Champions. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Miss Marvel go through her emotions of not wanting to be leader anymore. She doesn't want to be in a part of the team. I wonder what's gonna happen in the next issue. Like, who's gonna take over the Miss Marvel's role of being leader? Is she permanently leaving the team? I don't know. I'd like to see what happens with that. They do defeat the Valkyries, and it seems like Hela's gonna do something to them, I think. So I guess I'll see what happens with that later on. I'm not sure when. It's not, the story's not finished, as I can see. It was a pretty good story. I gave it a 7.5. It was pretty average. The art is not so good. That's the only disappointing thing about Champions. Like, ever since the relaunch, the art has been really bad, and I really don't like it.
Okay.
But the writing is really good. I really enjoy the writing for Champions. Jim Zub is actually doing a pretty good job for it. I just wish the art was better. And maybe, I'm not sure, but I don't know how long can the bad art actually hold the book, because there's one book that has bad art and is a good book. It's X-Force. And love the story for that book, but the art is terrible, and it's only lasted 10 issues. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna read the next issue in another month, and I don't know how to feel about that. It's like, god damn it, the bad art actually made the book failed. So it might happen to Champions as well. They need to get better artists. That's I don't know. I guess bad art doesn't really make the book sell well. So yeah, that one was fun.
Okay.
The next one is gonna be Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 7. I did enjoy this. It was pretty much okay. There's like a little story where Aunt May and Uncle Ben teaches Parker to help the homeless because they have no one else helping them. So he gives them money, and I guess that's what he learns about the value of helping the homeless. They go to it fast forwards to the future, and someone attacks a homeless man, and Peter Parker stops him and takes his money and give it to the homeless guy. So yeah, and he invites the homeless guy to an event that Aunt May's having, where she invites a whole bunch of homeless people to some shelter place, and it's about helping the homeless and finding ways to help them. And a villain, like, something happens, like there's a whole fire in the homeless shelter area, and they trying to find out who actually caused the fire to happen, and no one knows. I guess I'll find out next issue. And Boomerang and Prowler are actually there and trying to help what is going on. I actually liked this one. I gave it an 8.0. It was pretty fun to see something positive, I guess. I mean, liking the aspect of helping the homeless, and Aunt May and Peter Parker trying to find a way to help them out, coming a better actual place for them to live at. And it was a pretty good story. It's very touching. I liked it. And I wonder who tried to burn the place down. I'm excited to see what the next issue will be about. I like that Boomerang's actually helping and seeing, trying to help Prowler and Spider-Man to see. Hoping the homeless escape the fire and see who's actually causing the fire to happen. So I guess I'll see what happens the next issue. All right, the next one is Ironheart number 7. This one I actually enjoyed too. It was a team up with Ironheart and Wasp, which is not Janet Van Dyne. It was the other Wasp, which is Hope Van Dyne, or Hope Pimp. I know her original name was Hope Pimp, but now that Janet has adopted her, she has now Janet's last name. So now it's Hope Van Dyne. So yeah, they teaming up and they going against this because they find out there was a zombie virus infecting certain people, and it deals with technology. It's like DC's kind of thing, but I really did like this one. It's much more better than the C's. And they find out the villain that's involved is named Eclipse, and they fight them, and no, they fight the Eclipse villain, and after they feed her, everyone goes back to normal, and that's the end of the issue. It's a pretty fun filler issue because I noticed that's what it was. And you do find out the Eclipse was part of what organization was it? It's the Ten Rings organization, and which is the Mandarin organization that's from the Iron Man movie. And I guess we're gonna find out more details about that in the next issue. Yeah, because I'm not sure if Ironheart is gonna end up fighting the Mandarin, but that's where it's leading up to. It's like, because last issue she met up with, no, not the last issue, but the previous issues, she met someone that's also part of that organization, and now she found two people who's also part of it, and it's pretty interesting to see that. I also like that Ironheart's potential love interest, Xavier, he actually went to go help Ironheart and Wasp. Apparently, Ironheart wasn't cool with him helping because he has no powers. But Wasp said that he doesn't need to have powers to actually help out. So I thought that was pretty interesting that she convince Ironheart to think the other way. So it was pretty much fun, and I enjoyed it. I gave it an 8.0. Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. I like this Ironheart series. Eve Ewing is actually doing a pretty good job of her. She's doing much better than Bendis has ever written that character, and Bendis actually made that character, but it wasn't. He wasn't really making her that great. I really liked the way this writer writes her because she actually writes her smart. It seems like she actually knows her stuff. So it's a pretty good book. I like it. Next one is gonna be is Spider-Man Life Story number 4, and this one is like it's just a alternate universe from Chip Zdarsky, writing different stories of. I mean, not different. He's writing Spider-Man as like is timed by is actually going in real time, like Spider-Man actually ages, and this one this one takes place in the 90s. You see Spider-Man in the 90s, and he's fighting Dr. Octopus. You also see Peter Parker's company is falling apart, and he's trying to let Tony Stark take it over. They get into an argument, and Tony Stark leaves, and yeah, Peter Parker ends up fighting Dr. Octopus, and Dr. Octopus ends up putting him trapped with Ben Reilly, which is the clone of Spider-Man. But yeah, so in the story, you see that Dr. Octopus is working with Harry Osborn. They're trying to. The thing is, Dr. Octopus wants a new body. He wants to have either Peter Parker's body or Ben Reilly's body, so he could be a young man again. You do find out that Ben Reilly is supposedly the real Peter Parker, and the Peter Parker is actually the clone of Ben Reilly.
Right. Okay.
Well, there's another plot twist which gets me annoyed, but I'll describe it soon. Harry Osborn tries to stop. Cause the thing is, they end up Ben Reilly ends up escaping and gets pissed off, and because he finds out he's the real Peter Parker, and he gets pissed off and attacks Dr. Octopus, and Dr. Octopus fights back and ends up killing Harry Osborn because Harry Osborn tries to stop the fight. Dr. Octopus ends up escaping, and Peter Parker lets Ben Reilly actually be Spider-Man since he's the actual Peter Parker and he's the clone. And then Peter Parker actually goes to see Norman Osborn, and he tells him to leave him alone because apparently he was the one that was working with Dr. Octopus, and he told Dr. Octopus that he is the actual clone of Peter Parker, and Ben Reilly's the real one. But then in this part, when they're talking about that, he says, I don't like that you told that lie to Dr. Octopus, to Norman Osborn, that he is the clone, when he's actually the real Peter Parker. Plot twist, Ben Reilly's actually a clone. Peter Parker lied to him, and it's just this whole dun 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 thing. This plot twist thing gets really annoying real quick. It's like, oh, so the other plot twist was not really a plot twist. This is the real plot twist. And it's just like, what was the whole point of that? So yeah, he ends up, Peter Parker ends up killing Norman Osborn, and he ends up going back with Mary Jane because they had broke up in the last issue. And now he gets to be a family again with his kids. And while Ben Reilly actually becomes Spider-Man, but he thinks he's the actual Peter Parker when he's the clone still. And I'm just like, whatever. So I gave this one a 7.0. I thought it was okay. I did not like it that much. It was just, I did not like the whole plot twist thing. It's just a mind fuck. That's what it was trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
it was knee jerking me, thinking like the other story was a plot twist. No, the story later was a plot twist, saying that oh, he wasn't the clone. He's the actual Peter Parker. I just thought the whole plot twist was pointless. Like, why the hell did they do that plot twist in the beginning? If they're gonna, it's gonna revert back to the originals that he's actually not the clone. And it's like, what? That was just pointless. He just trying to hit me over the head with something. So it was okay. It wasn't as good as the couple of issues. I didn't like this was the weakest one,
Yeah.
and I'll see how the other stories are because it's still got 2 more issues to go for this series. The next one is Superior Spider-Man #7. This one I didn't like so much either. It was a War of the Realms tie-in.
Okay.
It was Dr. Octopus as Superior Spider-Man. He meets up with the West Coast Avengers when he fights the Frost Giants. So they fight the Frost Giants, and it was okay. I just didn't like the whole ideas. Like, the thing is, they try to teleport to New York, and they couldn't teleport to New York because the laws of magic is not allowing them to, which I always think is freaking stupid. With the laws of magic, is like, just do the goddamn thing. Just let them teleport to freaking New York. So yeah, they eventually get there. They end up getting to New York. Like, it doesn't work the first time because of laws of magic, and then it works the second time. I'm like, come on, why didn't you just do that in the first place? There's this one part that I actually did like, was that Gwenpool was breaking the fourth wall, and because she said that she knows that this is a crossover event, and this is a tie-in, so she was throwing jabs at Superior Spider-Man being a legacy character, because yeah, she said that usually new characters the writers didn't grow up with, or legacy characters whose freshness actually warns off. And it's like, what the hell? He's like, Dr. Octopus, like, what is a legacy character? And she's like, ones who were created as a hipper, edgier versions of the previous existing characters, but just ends up making fans want the originals back. And it was throwing jabs at legacy characters and how they actually make the fans who always want the original heroes to come back always complain about these legacy characters popping up. And I kind of like that. That's the only thing that was entertaining for the issue. I gave it a 6.0 because that was like the only entertaining part of the book, is Gwenpool breaking the fourth wall. That was pretty fun, but the story kind of sucked. I don't know if I really want to read Superior Spider-Man anymore. I really don't like it because I don't know the way he. I know Spider-Man has been pretty poor this week. It's like, oh wow. So yeah, that was the only entertaining part, because I do see fans complaining about legacy characters, and I love legacy characters. It actually shows that the world is moving forward, and these characters are being looked up to as a legacy, and I like that because that actually happens in the real world. I mean, not with superheroes, but with parents. I mean, children taking the legacy of their parents, and it would be very odd if you don't see that happen in the superhero world. So I always liked that concept, and the hero becomes a symbol instead of just being a person. I like that. I'm gonna talk about Catwoman #12. I give this one a 7.5. This one wasn't all that great. This Catwoman issue, it was just about. Cause the thing is, in the last issue before the annual, because it continues not from the annual, but the issue before the annual. because the annual is a separate story, for the series. So this one was continuing from the other previous issue, and in this one, she made a deal with the last issue she made a deal with Penguin to steal an artifact, so he won't kill her close friends, something like that. So she stole an artifact for him, and she gave him the jewel part, and she kept the other part. She knows that there's something special about this item, and she doesn't know, like, there's some magical thing with it. And apparently she finds out there's another piece that she has to get from, and she ends up getting it from another auction. It's like another, because there's I guess the item that she got from Penguin's told her stole has some type of interconnected pieces that you put pieces together and does something. It's like some artifact some like magic artifact that if you put the pieces together, it does something. And yeah, she wins the auction. She gets the item. When she gets the item, some cops chase after her because they know about the precious item that was stolen. Because apparently it was stolen and was sold to an auction. And the cops find out and they start chasing after her. And she gets to arrive at home. She puts the pieces together. And I'm not sure the cops are still after her, but she arrives at home and then she puts the mask with this statue looking thing and something activates, and I guess I'll find out what happens in the next issue. So
exciting stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's just wasn't much in this issue because most of the issue in the beginning of the issue was a car chase, and then it's like, oh, they tell you what happens before the car chase, and then it goes back to the car chase, and yeah, like it tells what happens at the end in the beginning, and then they go tell what happens before the end, and it's just, I hate when they do stories like that. Yeah, I'd rather just tell me the beginning, middle, and end, not end, beginning, middle, and end. The art was okay. I mean, it's pretty much the same. There's nothing that's really disappointing. I really like the art so far in the series. But yeah, so I just gave it 7.5 for that one.
Awesome.
Yeah, the next one is Event Leviathan #1. This is the event that Bendis is writing with the organization. And the story starts with this is like this building that had blown up, like some secret organization building that blows up. Batman and Lois Lane is investigating it, but they end up meeting each other, not knowing that they were there. Batman bumps into Lois Lane. They also bump into Steve Trevor, and Steve Trevor explains what actually happened like 42 minutes ago before they found this building that got blown up. Because apparently there's another organization called Odyssey that Steve Trevor knew about. They deal with making weapons for the government. Apparently Leviathan went over there and decimated the whole entire freaking building, like killed everyone in it except for Steve Trevor, because Steve Trevor had like some force field thing that was protecting him. He has some high-tech protective field that was able to protect him. And the whole building blows up and everyone dies in it except for him. He doesn't understand, because the thing is, the shield detect, he doesn't know where it came from. For some reason it just appeared and like a force bubble appeared to him. He said that he's trying to figure out why they kept him alive and not everyone else in the building. And I guess they gotta try to figure that out. And they also bump into Green Arrow, because he went to investigate the area too. And you also see Question in the background, but he's only listening. No one knows that he's there. He's like being nosy with what they're talking about. They just, apparently they're they're gonna be a team of detectives and try to figure out what Leviathan is up to. And that's pretty much it. I gave this one a 7.5 because there's not much going on, but there's something that pulls me in and see what.
Okay.
Like, it's just the introduction of the story. And I noticed there is one girl that, because Steve Trevor had met a girl called Dr. Strand in Odyssey. And the funny thing is that we thought she was dead in the beginning because she's supposed to die with the people that blew up in the building, but at the end you see her talking to Leviathan. So for some reason, the guy who's in charge of Leviathan right now, I don't know how she survived. So I guess they'll explain in the next issue because they made it seem like she dies in the building with everyone blowing up. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So.
Could be some good stuff ahead.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by the event about this Leviathan thing. I want to see what it's really all about. And the art style was okay. I mean, it was like very stitching art style. But
Okay.
it was mostly alright. We had some Alex Meliv. He's the one that did the Jessica Jones when it first came out.
Yeah.
The Jessica Jones series. Yeah. It's like water painting kind of art style.
Pretty different.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So the next one is Justice League Odyssey number 10. And this one was pretty good. I actually enjoyed this one. I gave it an 8.0 because it deals with, the thing is, the team split up. It was like Azrael, Jessica Cruz, Cyborg, and Starfire. They decided to split teams. It's like Azrael, Jessica Cruz, and Cyborg and Starfire. They had to look for some relics for Darkseid. Yeah, they were teaming up, and they split the team into two. So that's what they're doing so they can look for two artifacts. And they were fighting a whole bunch of alien monster things. It was pretty interesting to see the conversations with Jessica Cruz Jessica Cruz and Azrael were talking to each other, and she noticed that Azrael was using his God command powers to control the enemies that they were fighting, and Jessica Cruz wasn't okay with that. She felt like that's not a cool power to have, because the thing is, Darkseid gave them some special powers. They have a fear that it's gonna make them kind of evil and turn into something that they're not. As he said, he's only using it for good, so he says you have nothing to worry about. But then he ends up using it on her a little bit, and he said he's sorry. It was cause of habit. Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like I wouldn't trust this power that Darkseid gave you.
Yeah, that's probably not a great idea. I mean, knowing Darkseid.
Yeah, because they don't want to team up with him, but they have to team up with him to figure out what the hell is this, what's going on with because Darkseid put them in a planet that think that Cyborg, Starfire, and Azrael are gods.
Okay. Yep.
They have to figure out what the hell the Darkseid do to make them feel that, to make the people think that they're gods. Now they're looking for these relics for him. Because they said they're gonna pretend that they're working with him and then trick him once they had the right information about these things.
Right.
And Starfire has also been she's been feeling like very dark of herself. Like she has very angry rage with herself, and
Yeah.
Cyborg tries to see if she's okay, but she seems to have some anger issues, and he's trying to keep her in check, but yeah, so something's clearly wrong with Starfire and Azrael. They like being affected by whatever Darkseid did to them.
Yeah.
They decide to get the relics and piece them together and gonna try to, I don't know, see what happens when they when they meet up with Darkseid, and they do end up meeting with Darkseid at the end, but it cuts off. So I don't know what's gonna happen after they get all the artifacts. I mean, they got all the artifacts, but I don't know what's gonna happen when they give it to Darkseid. They just give it to him and it cuts off. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty good book. I really like the art here. It's pretty good art. It's much more better than the other issues, because the other issues sometimes it doesn't come out so well, but this one was really good, well done. So I actually enjoyed this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I just didn't think that these team of characters would be done so well. It's surprising to see Azrael, Jessica Cruz, and Cyborg and Starfire work together. It's a pretty cool team.
It's a nice surprise.
Yeah, and I noticed Jessica Cruz used her military skills in this one, because the thing is, her ring wasn't working, like it was barely on energy, so she had to use actual alien guns, and she was using her military skills because she used to be a soldier, and she had to rely on that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting to see her use that. So I liked it. The next one is Supergirl number 31. I think I'm gonna discuss this together. Supergirl number 31 and Superman number 12, because they're connected to each other. They take place at the same time, which is yeah, because you're supposed to read both issues to get the story.
Okay.
It was one of those things. Yeah, and they both take place in the same time frame, so you sometimes see the same comic, you see the same panels from Supergirl and Superman, and it's just
really?
not exactly, but there's some panels that are the same,
Okay.
but a different art style, and it just looks fucking weird the way they put it together. It's just, I just wish that they put the whole story in one book and just put Supergirl and Superman, and that's it.
Yeah, well, you'd think that's what they do, but
No, they make you
I mean,
spend more money.
Warner Brothers genius marketing. No, buy more.
Instead of buying one book, you have to buy 2 books.
Yeah.
It's making you spend more money for the same fucking story. It's so annoying. So yeah, Supergirl, Superman, and Superboy and Krypto, they all meet up with each other in space, and they're fighting. Because Supergirl was in space, she was fighting like Rogo Sar, whatever his fucking name was, and yeah, like some Doomsday look like character, but yeah, he ends up being there, and there's another character that looks like an ice figure like character called Gandaleo. There's also Zawa's also there. They were all fighting each other, so it's like a big space battle. And Supergirl tells, like, during the fight, there's some in between scenes where Supergirl talks to Superman and she tells him why Rogol Zar was actually fighting. So, yeah, like why he was chasing after Superman and why he hates Krypton so much, because he was in his planet was also destroyed, and his his people were used as slaves, and some other planet. His people were used as slaves, and the world was blown up. So he ends up putting revenge on Krypton, because Krypton was involved in this. It's like there was like a whole, some type of alien organization, like a whole bunch of aliens meet up with each other, and they decide what happens in their planets. It's like some NWA kind of thing, where a whole bunch of a whole bunch of countries meet up with each other, and they decide what to do with each other. So yeah, they had a circle of aliens or civilizations meet up with each other, and apparently Gandaleo wanted to do something to Rogozar's planet, and she said she's the one that destroyed the planet and decimated, like his people were like basically almost extinct, and and she blamed it on Krypton. So they he thought that Krypton was the cause of this, but it really wasn't. And I don't know. They said there's more secrets to be involved because in the next issue of Superman, Jor-El is gonna reveal some secrets to Superman about himself. Like everything's not all that it seems.
Okay.
Yeah, so I give both of these 7.5 because it's very messy. Oh my god, it's just the art for both books is just is very cluttered. It's just like you see a lot of action going on, and then the action stops because they have to talk, and then they go back to action, and it's like you don't even know what happens to Rogo or Zar because Superman just like eye laser beams them, and it's just explosion, and I mean, yeah, Supergirl, Superboy, and Crypto and Jor-El, they all go to talk in space about what's been going on. And you also see Zod and Superman talk as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because Superman doesn't understand why Zod was working with Zar because it's like he's the one that destroyed our planet. Why would you want to work with someone to destroy your planet? And he says that, well, he doesn't know how to kill him himself, so... And he's the one that got... Zar actually got him out of the Phantom Zone. He wanted to get out. Yeah, because he was trapped in there. And he was the only way for him to escape, so... They worked together just to get the deal of working there.
Okay.
So, I don't know what Jor-El is going to reveal. That's pretty much it. And Zod said that there's going to be something coming up as well, but I don't know what's that going to lead up to. I guess I'll find out in the next couple of issues. So yeah, it's pretty much okay. The action was everywhere. I don't know if Zar actually died because in both of the books they show the same exact comic panel and doesn't really explain it much. Yeah, because Superman just he just threw his eye lasers at him and it's just an explosion and then it goes to the next panel and it's just them talking. And I'm like, did they just kill him? So I don't know what happens. The action was really cluttered, but I'll see how this story goes in the next couple of issues. I don't know. It was okay. I didn't like it too much. So I gave it 7.5. It wasn't terrible. It was just okay.
Okay.
So there goes those two issues. The next one is Incredibles 2 Secret Identity number 3. And I liked this one. I gave it an 8.0. It was the last issue of the series.
Okay.
I hope they make more of these because that should be like an Incredible comic books. Yeah.
I didn't even know they were a thing. So.
Yeah, they just started.
Surprised us.
They just started making these comic books because they take place after the second movie and
Yeah.
they had I'm not sure they had a first volume which only had I think it's 3 issues and it's the second volume.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one it was trying to finish off the story because the thing is god damn it. Let me see if I can remember. Oh god. I hate trying to remember characters' names. Oh my god. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to look it up all the characters' names that were in this book. If my memory goes kafooey. It's really bad. So yeah, you have Violet, the daughter. Yeah, because I forgot all the characters' names already. Yeah, she has a friend in school, a new student comes to the school, and we find out that she has powers too. And Violet and the new girl ends up I forgot her name already. They end up exchanging their lives. Like they find out about each other and find out they both have powers and become best friends. And she finds out that the girl's dad is actually a supervillain. And
Oh, who would have seen that coming?
yeah. And she actually helps her father rob the banks, and Violet doesn't like that. So the funny thing is that he starts robbing a bank, and the Incredible family actually find them, and they are fighting each other, and they don't know that this is Violet's best friend from school. So
Uh,
so they all fighting each other, and it's pretty crazy to see it happen. And they stopped him, and Violet explains to the family who's this girl and what's been going on about her father being a criminal. They also because I know there's a story where they find the mother of the girl. Her name is Rose. Now I remember. And now I see her. Yeah, Rose ends up finding about. She finds out about her mother at their. Oh, because the thing is, the father decided to become a criminal because it was kind of like hard to support a family. Like he needed more money to support having a child with his wife, and he started robbing banks, and he couldn't stop it. And the mother didn't like that, so she just left. So she abandoned her child and let the child live with the father, and they still being criminals. It's just kind of weird that after they put the father in jail, uh, they found the mother. So yeah, the mother that disappeared can now take care of her daughter that she abandoned years ago.
nice.
So it's kind of a little dark there. But yeah, because they was like wondering what's Rose gonna do now that her father's in jail. Who's gonna take care of her? And it's like, oh, her mom would take care of her. It's like, didn't her mom leave her? So now she's back in her life, and she's gonna take care of her. And at the end of the story, Violet ends up going to her play because the thing is, she had to like cancel the play because something ends up happening. A bank gets robbed, and they had to stop it from. Yeah, they had to get the father in prison, so they did that and went back to the play. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, it's just weird because Dash. There's also a moment at the end. It's like Dash is like, yeah, now we just go home, and it's like, we're not going home. We're going to the play. And it's like, what? The play is still going on? It's like, yeah, they rescheduled it. And I'm like, that doesn't really go on in real life. It's like, then they're not gonna just stop the play so you can do your superhero work and then just continue to play afterwards. I don't think that's how things would work, but they made it that way for them. It's like super convenient. But I like the issue. It was pretty fun. I want to see more comic books of Incredibles. It was a pretty fun story.
Nice.
And then now I'm gonna go to the last one. Is the Life and Death of Toyo Harda, which is a Valiant book, number 4. And I like this one. I think this is like the best book of the week for me because it deals with Toyo Harda. He explains some past that happened in 1969, where he had amnesia and he met up with a whole bunch of hippies and he made a whole new life there. There's like also the story in the present time because there's a character who they team up with. Like Toyo Harda had like a organization team with him, and one of them betrays them because they're all supervillains, and once you have a team of supervillains, one of them is gonna fucking stab each other in the back.
Oh, yeah.
You know it. So yeah, there's a character named Angela. She's like some crazy serial killer alien with no eyes. She just has a nose and a mouth. Yeah, like her eye sockets are not there, which is kind of weird, but yeah, she's trying to kill the whole entire organization. So she's been going after them, trying to kill them one by one, and they discussing the past and the present at the same time as the story is going on. So it goes back and forth every time. And I really did like this story because it shows a human side of Hara, that he wasn't totally always a bad person. Like there's a point of time in the 1960s where he was a good person, and the only time he was good when he had amnesia, because he was someone else. He didn't remember the previous memories that made him into a bad person. So he had a
Yeah.
totally different personality, and it's just kind of sad because towards at the end he ends up getting his memories back, and his people that, because he owns a whole entire like country, like he's a dictator of, and the thing is they came back and found him in there because they said that they needed him back, and he got his memories back and decided just to leave the hippies. And what's messed up is that the one of the hippies that he met, he found love with, and he had a baby with. So apparently she had to take care of the baby herself.
Right.
So it was kind of fucked up. So I don't know what happens with that, with the baby, because the place, everybody in the town ends up disappearing and they're no longer there. So I don't know if they explain the next issue or what. And they think the people in Toyohara's organization, they think that Toyohara is dead because he says he's dead. Because there's another person called Ingrid, and he enters her memories, because he has telepathy. That's one of his powers, and he has telekinesis, and he enters her brain telling her that he's dead, that Angela has killed him already, and she's going after them. So you have to try to survive. So they end up escaping on a boat, and I guess I'm not sure if Angela's gonna find the boat and killing them all. So I don't know how Toyohara is dead, because they haven't explained how he's dead yet. I'm not sure if he's just saying that or.
Mm.
But yeah, Angela kills like there's one of the aliens called level 99, and she like cut his body in half, and he's like dragging himself to escape. So yeah, she's like murdering the whole entire organization and the people who live in the town, because of I mean not the town, like the country. They decided to tell them to go in a boat. They did tell the civilians to go to the boat to see if they can live somewhere else, because this alien chick is killing everyone. She's trying to take out the whole entire country and the organization out. It was pretty fun, so I gave this a 8.5. I really did like it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's the best book at Valiant right now, because Valiant books haven't been that great. So I really did like this one.
It sounds pretty out there, pretty different.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I think that's it for this week.
Nice, we've done it.
Yeah, we're finished.
Well
So
done. Thanks for listening, everyone.
yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode, and hope you guys enjoy this one. And that's about it. Yeah.
See you later.
See you later.